5 months ago, they had the swagger of a no-doubt-about-it contender. New leadership at the top, new studs in the outfield, a surefire plan. It all unraveled so quickly. Tony Perez unceremoniously dismissed. Injuries to the likes of Roberto Kelly, one of 8 players gone for the season, one of a team record 46 was suited up in 1993. The Phillies hope to keep them down for this weekend series, which unfolds next.
The Phillies face the Cincinnati Reds next. Hi, everybody, and welcome to Veterans Stadium. Chris Wheeler along with Jay Johnstone. The first of 3 games between the Phillies and the new-look Cincinnati Reds coming into town this weekend, Jay, and they do not look anything like the club we saw here in April.
How true, how true. This is a team that has had made more calls for the minor leagues and had more call-ups than President Clinton had at the White House when he decided to get his haircut on the runway at LAX. I mean, this is a team that every time they went to do something, somebody got hurt out of their starting lineup that they protected. The 9 guys, let's say, from Hal Morris to Szabo to Larkin to Sanders to Mitchell to Oliver, those guys have only started 4 games as a total in the 1994 season. A lot of injuries, a lot of problems. Kind of look like the Phillies did last year. They've called up 46 guys, and it isn't even September yet, so they've still got a few more to call up. But in the meanwhile, they've also lost a manager and some coaches, so a lot of changes here. This is a team that really was picked as a division contender for 1993, but the injuries, like the Phillies last year, put them way down.
Well, when you get into this situation, kind of like the Phillies did last year, how tough is it for a ball club to hang in there and at least try to be competitive?
Well, you want to be competitive for your own sake and peace of mind. You want to go out there and do individual performances. It is a team game. It's an individual effort. But what the problem is from one day to the next, you don't know who you're playing with. And, of course, what the Reds have done is they've tried to bring up a lot of minor league players to gain them experience and also to see what these guys can do under pressure or in major league situations.
Well, a very, very new look Cincinnati Reds ball club and about what you'd expect from the Phillies tonight. We'll be back with the starting lineups. That's coming up right after this.
Phillies baseball is brought to you by Bud Light. If you want great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light. By your local Sherwin-Williams paint store. The pros know. Ask Sherwin-Williams, a participating sponsor of Major League Baseball. By Mellon PSFS, the official bank of the Phillies. By Bell of Pennsylvania Yellow Pages. No other book can match it, a Bell Atlantic company. By Texaco. Save up to $5 by joining Texaco's Frequent Fueler Club. Visit your local participating Texaco location for all the details. Texaco, star of the American road. By Coca-Cola. Phillies baseball and Coca-Cola. Always a hit, always Coca-Cola. By Cento Fine Italian Food. The company that says trust your family with our family. By Pizza Hut. Call Pizza Hut Delivery now and have your pizza by the 4th inning. By Jiffy Lube, America's favorite oil change. And by Independence Blue Cross and Pennsylvania Blue Shield Personal Choice. The health plan that controls costs, not people.
Bud Light, please.
Tonight's ladies' night, and there's a special on Bud Light.
If you want great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
Oh, no, it's Ted from accounting.
Hazy sunshine this afternoon, a high close to yesterday's 96 downtown.
And welcome back to Veterans Stadium. Chris Wheeler with Jay Johnstone. Gary Maddox will be along in a while, and there go the Phillies taking the field on this very hot, humid night at Veterans Stadium. And let's go right to your Sherwin-Williams starting lineup for the Cincinnati Reds, managed by Davey Johnson. Jacob Brumfield is the center fielder. Hal Morris at first base. Reggie Sanders in right field. Chris Sabo is the third baseman. Tim Costo in left field. Joe Oliver catches. Old friend Juan Samuel at second base. Jeff Branson is the shortstop, and on the mound a rookie right-hander by the name of John Roper.
And for Jim Fregosi's first place Phillies, it's Holland, Stocker, Duncan, and Kruk on the infield. Thompson, Dykstra, and Eisenreich in the outfield. Darren Dalton will be behind the plate, and on the mound, the big left-hander Terry Mulholland.
There's Terry, 6'3", 215 pounds, 30 years of age, makes his home now in Scottsdale, Arizona. Former #1 pick of the San Francisco Giants, playing with that well-publicized broken bone in his right hand. He is not wearing the cast tonight. I don't think he has anything on it, and he says he'll be fine. He went through this last year when he broke a finger and pitched and did okay, so we'll see.
Well, probably the only thing he has to be concerned at is a line drive right back at him, and he's going to glove. That's all.
Jim Fregosi had a good line about Mulholland as we take a look at the umpires tonight. Behind the plate is Mark Hirschbeck at first base, the crew chief Bruce Fremming, Mike Winters at second, and over third Brian Gorman. They asked Fregosi the other night about Mulholland, can he hit? And he said no, with or without the cast. And Terry would agree with that.
Well, have you checked his hitting stats?
Well, that's it, exactly. He's not going to take that too personal. There is Mulholland. You saw the numbers on him. Lifetime against these Cincinnati Reds, not real good. 2-6, 15 games and an earned run average of 3.65. He will be facing Cincinnati for the first time this season.
Last time Terry Mulholland got a hit was when I bought him dinner that night. Remember?
That's right.
That's like 2 months ago.
Well, here come the Cincinnati Reds. The last time the Phils were in Philadelphia, the roster included 8 players who either been traded, released, or sent to the minors. Another 7 players who were with the Reds at that time are on the disabled list and won't play this week. And they have just had a horrendous season. And Jacob Brumfield will lead it off, and the first pitch to him is a breaking ball low, ball 1. Brumfield used to be in a Kansas City organization, and he will be making his 33rd start in center field. When they were here the first time, a guy named Roberto Kelly was playing center, and then after he left here, he became known as Bobby Kelly, and now he's got a separated shoulder, and he may be done for the year. Strike call. Brumfield, Morris, and Sanders to face Mulholland. Darren Dalton back behind the plate after Todd Pratt did such a good job here in the business person special on Wednesday. Phillies have had a nice long rest. It'll be their last long rest like that for the rest of the season.
Yeah, it was good for guys, sure, like Dalton and Kruk to get those couple of days off. Or at least yesterday, just to have nothing to do. Don't even think about baseball. Just spend some time with the family and enjoy it.
And a full count. Terry Mulholland just 37 walks in 171 innings, 102 strikeouts for Mulholland. Shot, base hit. Dykstra quickly to his right, and he lets it go right through him. And Brumfield can fly, and he'll get the third. So that'll be a single and a 2-base error on Lenny Dykstra, and the Phillies off to a shaky start in this one.
Well, Dykstra knew that Brumfield has some speed, and what he did was he tried to get over there. As you can see, it was a bullet off the bat of Brumfield, and when Lenny got over there to try and quickly get the ball, he got his feet tangled up, and the ball went right between his legs. Watch it one more time. See, he get his feet tangled up right there? He had his momentum carrying him too far towards left field.
Fine backup by Milt Thompson, too, or you never know.
That's right.
So the Phillies will play the infield back here in the first inning and concede a run. Hal Morris, the batter. Morris was on the disabled list when the Reds were here in April because of a separated shoulder that he suffered near the end of spring training in a fight with the Cleveland Indians. Morris has batted safely 17 out of his last 24 games at a .319 clip. And he's a .393 lifetime hitter against the Phillies. He fouls it off.
Well, he's just a good hitter. I've always liked this kid since I've seen him with the Yankees, Chris. He's got a good line drive swing. He'll hit some home runs if you get it in his zone, but puts the bat on the ball.
And there he lines a base hit to center field on a high breaking ball. So the Reds jump right out to a 1-0 lead on a hit, error, and a base hit by Morris.
You know, you start looking back at the preseason before all the injuries to the Reds, and you looked at the lineup that they could have put on the field with Sabo and Larkin and Roberts and Morris and Oliver and then Mitchell and all those guys. As we take a look at the line drive base hit again by Morris on a breaking ball, I mean, they were a pretty good powerhouse. You have to think that they got a chance to be right at the top in the National League Western Division. Like we said, all those injuries have taken its toll.
Reggie Sanders, the batter. Quick move by Mulholland back in time. Hal Morris. Reggie's second on the Reds in homers, 17, RBI 69. And he surpassed his 1992 totals in homers and runs batted in and stolen bases easily. Guy's a good looking young player. He can play center field or right field. He's playing in right in this ball game. On deck will be Chris Sabo batting in the 4-hole. Mitchell was in the original starting lineup tonight, but he has a lot of injury problems, and he's out tonight with a sore shoulder. And Mulholland gets Reggie Sanders on the comebacker, one away. Morris moves to second. Bringing up Sabo, one of the real steady players on the Cincinnati ball club. As Mark Hirschbeck gives Terry Mulholland a new baseball. Sabo leading the Reds in runs batted in, 70. Second on the team in doubles with 24. He has 16 homers off right-handed pitching this year. 13 of his 16 homers are off right-handers, so they don't bother Chris Sabo. Terry Mulholland, of course, a left-hander. He had a bad back. He was on the disabled list for a while, but he's come back and played 63 straight games since coming off the DL with a back problem. And now Darren Daulton is summoned to the mound by Mulholland.
Remember last year he also had some problems. He had a sprained right ankle. That kept him on the DL for a while. So those couple of last couple of years, and of course the surgery he had on his ankle, that's kept him from a lot of playing time these last 2 years.
He's a first ball fastball hitter, middle in, and they throw him a breaking ball for ball one. Morris is getting a pretty good lead off second, even though he doesn't run very much, and Darren Daulton just pointing to Duncan, who's going to be the cover man, to come in and keep him a little closer, and for Mulholland to look at him. There's Hal Morris. 1-0 to Sabo, and Mulholland is a little fidgety here early in the game. He hasn't really settled down yet.
You're talking about a little bit about Morris. When Bob Quinn left the Yankees and became general manager of the Reds, the first deal that he made was to acquire Hal Morris from the Yankees. Quinn knew that they had Mattingly, and Morris was at that point where he was just starting to mature as a good young player. Since he came over to the Reds, he's really blossomed into a fine young hitter in the National League.
And it really hurt them early in the year when he wasn't able to start the season.
Great team.
A spring training fight, no less. Fouled away by Sabo off to the right side into the upper deck, where there is another big crowd here tonight. This will surpass 40 once again.
Speaking of fights, did you see the last couple that they had on the television? The one with the Milwaukee and the one with the Pirates. Jim Leyland going after Kevin Groth to the Dodgers. Wow.
So Leyland go after Groth.
I mean, I couldn't believe what's going on in baseball. What's going on? The manager going after a pitcher?
Well, I'm sure Kevin must have been a little yappy for Leyland to do that. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And it's a frustrating year.
Yes,
for him.
I can see that, but still, that's very surprising to see that happen.
Leyland is a little feisty.
Kind of a Billy Martin type guy. Except all his actions are on the field. At least he's smart enough to keep him on the field.
This with a fastball, and it's 3-2 on Sabo. The on-deck batter, Tim Costo, who will be making his first appearance at Veterans Stadium. Former highly touted player out of the University of Iowa. There he is. Sabo with a line drive, base hit left field. Morris will score. Sabo is going to go for 2. Here's Thompson's throw, and he is safe. Must have been a great slide by Sabo because Duncan thought he got him. It's 2-0.
Well, Duncan's arguing that he hit him on the head before he was able to get around and get that hand in there. Second base umpire Mike Winters says no. Sabo, the 1988 Rookie of the Year, shows why he's been swinging a hot bat as he lines this pitch down the left field line and then legs it into a double. Now let's see if Duncan does touch him. There's a throw. He's got it in time. I don't know. It's awful close. Looked like he might have got his hand in. What do you think?
I think he's safe on the first replay we saw.
Might have got his hand in just in time before he was able to. Yeah, looks like he got his hand in just in time.
Can't tell when he tagged him on that one. And we're looking at it a couple times, so you can't give the guy the benefit of the doubt. A double for Sabo is 25th of the year, and here is Costo, who was a #1 pick of the Cleveland Indians at one time. Didn't make it in their organization. He was a shortstop at Iowa and was a very, very highly touted potential power hitter. Hit his first big league homer Tuesday night off Frank Tanana. And the pitch is outside. We called from AAA Indianapolis on August 17th, where he was hitting .326 with 11 homers, 57 runs batted in 106 games. He started the season with the Reds and then was sent down almost right away on April 10th. There were his numbers at AAA. Mulholland scuffling here in the first inning. Costo hits it right back at Mulholland with that bad hand. He just reaches up and snags it. 2 outs.
Well, it was kind of a very auspicious start until that pitch right there. Everybody was concerned with the fact that if Mulholland was on the mound, the ball was hit right back at him. Would he try and catch it, or would he let it go because of the fear of that broken bone in his hand? But you saw right there, Terry doesn't care. He made the play.
Both the outs in this inning are 1-3. And here's Oliver, the catcher. Joe at .233 with 25 doubles to go along with those 12 homers and 64 runs batted in. Swings and misses at a breaking ball. Oliver, lifetime against Mulholland, is a .368 hitter with 4 runs batted in. Sabo, by the way, .375, and he's improved on that against Terry. Fouled away into the crowd. So it's no balls and 2 strikes now on Oliver, the #6 hitter in the lineup. Reds have 2 runs in the inning and lead at 2-0 with 2 outs. Swing and a foul tip held on to by Dalton. Strikeout #1 for Mulholland in the inning. 2 runs, 2 hits, an error, and 1 left to the bottom of the first. Reds lead at 2-0.
What if someone were to design a car about the size of a Ford Taurus outside, but with more room for people than Taurus or Toyota Camry inside? Someone did. What if someone were to design a car with safety features Taurus and Camry don't give you, like both driver and passenger side airbags standard, or an available integrated child safety seat? Someone did. And what if a prestigious magazine were to name this car Automobile of the Year? One of them did. Dodge Intrepid. This changes everything.
When you work one job, grab a quick lunch, a quicker dinner, and move on to job #2, how you gonna spell relief? That's a big relief you can feel, because Rolaids absorbs 47 times its weight in excess stomach acid to stop heartburn fast. So for millions, there's only one way to spell 100% relief. Rolaids spells 100% relief.
And now here's your Sherwin-Williams starting lineup for the Phillies, managed by Jim Fregosi. Finds Lenny Dykstra leading off in center field. Mariano Duncan at second. John Kruk, the first baseman. Dave Hollins at third. Darren Dalton back behind the plate. Jim Eisenreich in right field. Milt Thompson in left. Kevin Stocker, the shortstop. And on the mound, Terry Mulholland.
For Davey Johnson, Cincinnati Reds, Chris Sabo at third. Jeff Branson at short, Juan Samuel at second. Hal Morris will be your first baseman tonight. Tim Costo in left, Jacob Brumfield in center, Reggie Sanders in right. Joe Oliver behind the plate, and John Roper on the mound.
Here's John Roper, just 21 years of age. He's a 175-pounder, 6 foot tall, from Rayford, North Carolina. Picked number 12 by the Reds in June of 1990. He'll be 22 on November the 21st. There you see the numbers on him. He has been up and down with the Reds. This is his 3rd trip here to the major leagues. There you see his overall numbers. He also pitched at AAA Indianapolis, where he was 3-5 with a 4.45 earned run average in 12 games. He was on the DL for just 1 month, June 19th to July 19th, with a muscle strain in his left side. Of course, I guess you'd have to search high and low to find a Red that hasn't been hurt this year.
Very few of them. There are the run leaders with Lenny Dykstra again on top, leading Barry Bonds by 13, and Ron Gant holding up for 3rd place as Lenny Dykstra steps in.
Lenny at an even 300, and he's setting some career highs this year already in homers. The next double will be a career high. The next stolen base will be a career high for him. Has 103 walks to lead the league. Reports on Roper is a fastballer and can get wild. For example, in his last start, he walked the first 3 hitters he faced to the Expos on 12 pitches, threw ball 1 to Larry Walker, then threw a strike to him, which he hit out for a slam.
Well, that's a nice way to start the 1st inning. He does have a couple other pitches, curveball, slider, and change, but like you said, fastball is his main pitch. Every now and then he'll sink one, but he has trouble with the control of it. A lot of times that fastball is up in the strike zone.
And with this team that he's facing tonight, the Phillies, they'll make him throw pitches, as you see by the top 4 in the league, and then Dave Hollins is in the top 10. Dykstra's up there in a little recon right now. Let's see what this guy features. And he walked him.
There's that high fastball we mentioned. That was a problem. It happened in his last outing. Good velocity, but he can't get it down in the strike zone.
In 36 2/3 innings this year with Cincinnati, he has walked 18, struck out 23.
Of course, this will be an interesting matchup here with Duncan at the plate, because Mariano, as you know, does not like to walk very much.
And Duncan has been a hot hitter for the Phillies. Here's the first pitch to him, and it's a strike call with a fastball. Mariano batting .320 in his career against Cincinnati, his former team. That's his best against any club. And he's hitting 17 out of his last 20 at a .301 clip. The reports we have about Roper is just a fair move to first, but pretty quick to the plate and uses the slide step.
Gosh, .320 against his former team, huh? If I played that concept, I probably would have hit 500 or 600 my career. All the teams I played for.
Sabo has a long throw, and he just got Duncan at first base. Good play by Sabo as Dykstra moves the second one away. And here comes Kruk.
Show it to you one more time. Our camera crew really did a good job on this one. Sabo picked it quickly. Watch him take a quick short step. And a very short, quick, over-the-hand throw. It didn't take a long wind-up, though, like you see some third basemen do. He knew he didn't have much time.
John Kruk, 4th in the league in hitting with that .337 mark. 4th and Roper's first pitch is a fastball fouled straight back. Throwing mostly fastballs thus far. Kruk talking about Roper before the game, trying to get scouting reports on him, see if the Phillies had any tape, as you see him foul this back. And finally he said, oh, what the heck, I'll just watch Lenny's at bat. And that's exactly what happened. Lenny made him throw a bunch of pitches and he walked. Down the left field line, it is slicing foul and out of play.
You know, Chris, you don't realize how important that is to a hitter in that first at bat, to see all the different pitches and the velocity the pitcher has, because you know you're going to get at least maybe 1 or 2 more shots at him. So if you go up there in your first at bat and you don't know the pitcher and you swing at the first pitch, you're only hurting yourself.
Kruk at .313 in his career against Cincinnati, one of 5 teams in which he enjoys a .300 career average against, one of them being the Phillies. It's almost impossible to hit him, and he got out of the way. Dave Hollins waits on deck. Reds with 2 runs on 3 hits in the first inning, both of them earned despite the error by Lenny. Dykstra in center field. Dykstra there at second base with 1 out. Samuel is going to have a tough play on a high hop. He throws and just got it. Oh, that was really close. I think Kruk thought he beat that one. Good play by Juan Samuel, 2 outs.
Well, Johnny got down the line quick. Samuel had to make a good play in a short toss on a high hop. And there you can see it awful close. Let's see if Kruk's foot gets to the bag before the throw. I guess it did. I guess John has a reason to be a little angry about that one. His foot just did reach first base, but obviously we have the option of the replay to look at, and the umpire does not.
Bruce Fleming calling him safe. Here's Hollins, who's been a little bit of a slump lately, but he's still 7th in the National League in at-bats per RBI ratio, tied for 9th in walks and 10th in runs at 78 of them. Little 2-out hit for Dave Hollins could really help him. By the way, happy birthday to Glenn Johnston in Willow Grove. Big fan who watches all the games on Prism. Lenny Dykstra on at third base. 2-0 to Hollins. Dalton on deck. And it's outside, 3-0. Well, Hollins will take a look at Larry Bowa to see what's going to happen here. You see game 1 of the doubleheader as the White Sox now lead Kansas City by 4, winning 7-3 at home against the Twins. 3-0 to Hollins. He's taking all the way. Strike call. Hollins a .232 hitter left side, .342 right-handed. Roper just keeps firing fastballs. 3-2. There he is, the 21-year-older out of Rayford, North Carolina.
He's got a good live arm, but the one thing you got to learn in the big leagues is when you're facing big league hitters and you keep throwing a fastball at the same speed all the time, they're going to catch up with it pretty soon.
And he just missed outside with that one. He wanted it. Hollins walks for the 64th time. Phillies have 2 on with 2 outs on walks for Dalton. The Phillies are facing this young right-hander for the first time, and Joe Oliver goes out for a word with him. Darren Dalton has been stuck on 87 for a couple of weeks, and as a result, Bonds has pulled ahead, and David Justice and Ron Gant, a red-hot Atlanta ball club, have caught him. Are they on fire? They are home tonight playing the Cubs, while the slumping Giants are playing the Florida Marlins at Joe Robbie Stadium in Miami. Dalton takes it low. We'll keep you abreast of the pennant races now as we're getting near the end of August, starting to heat up into the month of September.
Some people might think that the Giants are hearing footsteps.
Well, they are, and they're loud.
War cries might be more appropriate, but
they're hearing those tom-toms, that's for sure. Harold Watkins of Westville, New Jersey, happy birthday number 66, and to Whitey Neely of Harrisburg, who's 73. And we also send some get well wishes along to Whitey. He's feeling better real soon. Dalton takes it inside. Aaron Dalton walks a lot, as everybody knows. He has 99 of them.
Happy 69th birthday to the Honorable Charles Meraki. 69, happy birthday.
3 balls and 1 strike to Dalton with Eisenreich waiting. And the Phillies have to be patient with this young right-hander. The 3-1 pitch to Dalton. High. Whoops. I thought it was high, so did Dalton.
Well, let's see. Our great camera crew got the replay. What do you think, folks?
Tie. I thought it was. Whoops. Mark Hirschbeck's pretty good ball and strike umpire, but he just missed the pitch. So Hollins will be off on the pitch. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs to Dalton. And he fouls it away.
Happy birthday to Betty Mills. We're not allowed to announce her age. She's from Sharon Hill, PA, but she's a year older than 78, so we won't tell her how old you are. Get well wishes to Dane Cooks and his co-workers.
Dalton pops it up, foul. This will go to the crowd first base side. You see Roper has already thrown quite a few pitches here in the first inning, and it is smoking here at the Vet tonight, so you won't look for him to last very long if he keeps this up. Another hot night expected tomorrow.
Happy birthday, Sue Wett. Hatboro, PA, 46. And happy anniversary to Sue and Nick Palma, 38 years. That's terrific.
Hollins will be off again, and the pitch to Dalton, a little topper right out to the mound. Fielded by Roper, throws him out. The Phillies' threat goes by the way in the first inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. They will leave 2-0 Reds after 1.
Bert sells balloons. Bob sells balloons. Bert sells wacky gifts. Bob sells wacky gifts. Bert delivers. Bob delivers. So if Bob's got everything Bert's got, why's Bert busy and Bob not? Now, do you suppose Bert's got a big color ad in the book 9 out of 10 people use? The genuine Bella Pennsylvania Yellow Pages. 9 out of 10 use it. No other book can match it. A Bell Atlantic company.
It's often taken for granted, yet it's as precious as the very air we breathe. It's called freedom. And it's what inspired Independence Blue Cross and Pennsylvania Blue Shield to create the new Personal Choice, a health plan that offers people the low costs of an HMO without asking them to give up what they value most, their freedom. Personal Choice, the health plan that controls costs, not people.
The Phillies look to flatten Florida when they play the Marlins Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, September 20th through the 22nd, all at 7:35. Then they're out to bop the Braves. Friday the 24th at 7:35, Saturday the 25th at 7:05, and Sunday the 26th at 1:35 when all fans receive a free Phillies poster and more on Fan Appreciation Day. Call 463-1000.
You know, Chento's been a big fan of the Phillies this year because for every Phillies home run, they donate $200 to the Philadelphia Child Guidance Clinic, which is a terrific job by them. So all you have to do when you go to your local grocery store is look for the bright yellow label on your grocery shelf, over 100 products. And the Phillies, you know, or as you know, or if you don't, I'm going to tell you, hit 133 home runs. So a lot of dough has been given to the Philadelphia Child Guidance Clinic by Chento.
Here's Juan Samuel starting his 32nd game of the year, 31st at second base. He had 1 in right field. He's also played first, third, and left, but not in a starting role. And he whacks one on one hop to Hollins, throws him out, 1 away. The Cincinnati Reds come into play tonight with a record of 63-66 in 5th place, 21 games behind the San Francisco Giants as Samuel hits his routine ground ball to third and Hollins throws him out. The Reds have won 2 out of 3 but are just 4-11 in their last 15 games.
Not good.
And here is Bransom playing the position we expect to see Larkin, except Barry Larkin has got a very bad thumb and may not play the rest of the year. Bransom's done a pretty good job for them. Breaking ball from Mulholland. He's hit safely in 5 out of his last 7 starts and 19 out of 22. He's played quite a bit at shortstop and second base with all the injuries they've had. Branson fouls it off. 1-2. Roper on deck. There's Barry Larkin with the injured left hand, left thumb. Struck, came out looking. Well, pitch on the outside corner. Strikeout number 2 for Terry. 2 down.
Oh, he had Branson looking in. Watch this. You see how Branson leans in a little bit? And that pitch right on the outside corner.
That'll bring up the pitcher John Roper, 1 for 15 in his first major league career with 6 strikeouts. Chokes up a little bit, swings and misses. Uh-oh. Boy, are they smoking that club.
Look at McGriff. Another home run. Wow.
Fouled away. Well, him, Gant, and Justice are pretty awesome right now. And with the pitching that they have, it should be very interesting in that division the rest of the way. Struck him out on a breaking ball. That's the 3rd out of the inning. Darren Daulton just threw the ball down to 3rd. Well, that got me for a second here. All right. Runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. 2-0 Reds.
Any professional painter will tell you that if you want results like these, you got to know the tricks of the trade. You got to ask Sherwin-Williams. Now, these are guys you can trust. They've got good paint, good price, good advice. Guaranteed. Want to know something? I didn't paint this house. The guy that lives there did. Hey, fella, nice job. This guy knows what the pros know. Ask Sherwin-Williams.
Do Texaco food marts really have everything?
Oh, they have gum, cheese, candy.
Many reasons I come to Texaco.
Chips, cereals, nice people.
There are many reasons.
You want it, they got it. If they don't have it, you don't need it.
Isn't that candy that pulls apart like that?
Did I skip something?
Visit your Texaco station and food mart for unbeatable System 3 gasoline.
Pop comes here for System 3, and I come here for Pop. Right, Mom?
And just about everything else.
I'd recommend it to anybody. And I would, too.
When you win the Pennsylvania Lottery's Cash 5, you'll get all the cash all at once in one lump sum. It's called taking your lumps. Cash 5. All the cash all at once. When you win the Pennsylvania Lottery's Cash 5, you'll get all the cash all at once in one lump sum. It's a lot, but you can handle it. Cash 5. All the cash all at once.
You'll get a great-looking Phillies poster free, compliments of Acme, plus plenty of fun surprises when the Phillies play the Braves on Fan Appreciation Day, Sunday, September 26th at 1:35. Reserve your tickets now. Call 463-1000.
Top off this great season with a magical week at Phillies Dream Week, a full week of baseball and fun under the Florida sun in Clearwater, Florida. There's still time to get on the roster, but you have to call now for all the details. That number is 215-938-1200. Make the call right away, 938-1200. Don't forget, space is running out. 1 week is already full. We'll see you at Dream Week next year, 938-1200. Jim Eisenreich leads it off, followed by Milt Thompson and Kevin Stocker. Roper throws a rare breaking ball over for a strike. John Roper was named the best pitching prospect by league managers 3 straight years. It's a good breaking pitch, and it swings and misses. In 1990, 91, and 92. He pitched at Plant City, then Charleston, then Chattanooga. So this guy has been a prospect for a number of years for the Reds. And with all the problems they have, you remember they started with Belcher in their rotation. He's with the White Sox. Smiley, the big free agent, he's out with a bad elbow. Browning's hurt. So they're getting some young guys a shot. There's that good curveball, and he swings and misses. Roper didn't throw that curveball much in the first inning.
No, I think Jim was looking fastball away. As you said, he didn't throw it very much, but look at the break it had. He started that just below the belt, as you can see Oliver with the glove, and look where it ended up, right down the dirt. So after you watch him in the first inning, it's all fastballs. Now he's showing his curveball.
Well, it's on the scouting report, which the Phillies saw, but, you know, it's one thing to hear about it, and they need him to throw it a few times so they get some kind of idea what kind of pitch it is. And the idea is it's pretty good. Fastball misses inside, 1-1. Phillies topping the ball in the first inning. Probably means it's got pretty good movement. Two balls and 1 strike on Milt.
Looking at this young man on the mound kind of reminds me of another Red pitcher, Mario Soto.
Roper covers first and gets Thompson by a step. Flipped over by Hal Morris. And there are 2 outs. It's like he kind of jumps at the hitter. Really stays back and then jumps. Really pushes off that back foot. He's not a big guy, so he uses that to generate his power. They list him at 6'1", 175. It looks like it's reaching a little bit. Stocker, the batter. Kevin has batted safely in 11 out of 12 at a .435 clip and a good curveball for a strike. Mulholland on deck. I don't know what he's going to be able to do with the bat tonight. He might just be up there bunting every time. 0-2. There's Terry. Good fastball. That had great movement on it. Ran back over the plate, struck him out. 2 strikeouts in the inning, 2 in the game for Roper. No runs, no hits, nobody left. 2-0 Reds through 2.
We're going to have to bail.
What about the Bud Light?
No time. There's only one left. You take it.
I'll never forget you.
If you want great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
Not so fast. Yes.
Now, reports of the legendary 2-footed object have been growing.
Anything? Nothing.
Must be big. Even Chet's seen it.
We're getting something.
Coming over the hill, Sarge.
Hit the lights, boys. Bigfoot.
Bigfoot Pizza, the legendary value from Pizza Hut, with 2 square feet and a tasty new crust you can't get anywhere else, all for $10.99.
Okay, folks, let's break it up. Ah!
Bigfoot Pizza, the biggest pizza you can get delivered.
The Phillies, the Reds, the division is on the line. The home stretch is here, live from the vet, Saturday night at 7, exclusively on Prism, the home game home of the Phillies.
It's a free back-to-school backpack, compliments of Campbell Soup, when the Phillies play the Houston Astros Sunday, September 12th at 1:35. Backpack, baseball, and the Broad Street Bombers. All right. Call 463-1000 now.
Coming up on Sunday, the Phillies and the Cincinnati Reds on August the 29th. That's at 1:35. A great-looking warm-up jacket for all kids 14 and under. A blue pullover with a Phillies logo on the front and the back. Compliments of Acme and Kraft. That's this Sunday when the Reds finish up their season series here in Philadelphia this year. Just call 463-1000 for your tickets or stop by any of the local Ticketmaster locations. Jacob Brumfield, the top of the order for Cincinnati. He got a base hit to left center, and Dykstra let it get by him for a 2-base error. He then scored on Morris's single. Morris came around to score on a double by Chris Sabo, and that's the ball game right now. 2-0 in the third as Cincinnati leads it. 1 ball and 1 strike to Jacob Brumfield, followed by Hal Morris and then Reggie Sanders. There's another shot to left. This is a fair ball going to the corner. He'll get at least 2 out of it as Thompson gets it back in. So Brumfield has his 13th double of the year and his 2nd hit of the ball game.
Brumfield is right on Mulholland in both at bats. Jerry getting a little too much of the plate again on this pitch. You can see the swing was right there just above the knees. And he just spun on that ball. Line's 13th double down the left field line.
Left-handed hitters hitting just 208 off Mulholland. He has a left-hander up there now, and Hal Morris will try to pull the ball, which is not his natural stroke. And he'll want to try and get Brumfield over. Strike call. Morris is a guy who really likes to wait on the ball and hit it the other way, or take the ball in on him and inside out it.
He can almost bunch Morris in the outfield. Very seldom, as you said, Chris, will they hit a ball down the lines.
There he fouls it off the left side. He's not a prototype two-hitter, Jay, even though he's a left-handed hitter, because that's not his swing.
No, he, as you said, he wants to wait on the ball. He has a very good inside-out swing. He can wait almost till the ball's over the heart of the plate, or maybe closer to Dalton's glove, because he's got a very short, quick bat and a quick swing.
Now he's in the hole 0-2, and they're going to stay away from him, trying to make it tougher for him to pull the ball, and he does the job. Mulholland got a little bit too much of the plate, and he does pull it to second base and gets it done. So they had him 0-2, and he still got it done.
You know something, I noticed that as he went to 0-2, he choked up a little bit on the bat, and you can see him choking up right there. And all you do in that situation is you want to put the bat on the ball and try and hit the ball on the ground somewhere, and that's exactly what he did. He's a very good contact hitter, doesn't strike out much.
Phillies are going to play the infield up now for Reggie Sanders, who grounded out to Mulholland his first time up. Reggie Sanders, a right-handed hitter with power, 17 homers and 69 runs batted. And there you see the Phillies infield all the way. They're down by 2 here in the third inning and not conceding a run to the 3-hole hitter. Birthday wishes tonight to Frank Jenkins, who is 61, and to Terry Gleason of Newcastle, Delaware. Charlie O'Gara, 53, was our home plate cameraman during the 17 games. And to Dan Egbert, must be related to that Billy Egbert. One of Eggy's 13 children. It seems like it. Eggy's got an 18-year-old. Well, he's our first base cameraman. 2-1 to Reggie Sanders. Looped into right field for a base hit, and the Reds are going to lead it 3-0. But an RBI hit by Reggie Sanders, which scores Jacob Brumfield. For Sanders, his 70th run batted in.
Exactly the pitch that Mulholland wanted. He wanted to get this ball in. Look at this. Pitch was down and still out over the plate, and all Sanders did was just go down and get it, try to drive it the other way, and he picked up a base hit on top of it.
And that'll bring up Sabo, doubled into the left field corner, knocking in his 71st run of the season. So the totals there, 3-5-0 for the Reds, no runs, no hits, and an error for the Phillies. And Mulholland misses outside. On deck is Tim Costo, another right-handed batter. 2 left-handed hitters in the lineup tonight, the shortstop Branson and the first baseman Morris. Sanders has 23 stolen bases on the year. He have to be watched. One to Sabo, who is a high middle-end fastball hitter if there ever was one.
He is. Last guy you want to hang a curveball to. Kind of reminds me of the ex-Cardinal player Kenny Reitz. His strike zone was from the letters to about a foot and a half over his head.
Oh yeah, he let that ball up.
The higher you threw the ball, the more he tried to tomahawk it. A lot of times he could hit it pretty good.
2-1 to Sabo. Breaking ball beats it foul third base side into the box seat area. Stay tuned after this half inning for a profile on Jim Fregosi. Larry Rosen will have that for you. Those guys have a souvenir. They're looking for a camera. To mention, Sanders does run, but not many people run on Mulholland. Outside now, they'll probably send him. 3 balls and 2 strikes on Sabo. Well, Mulholland hasn't walked anybody yet. He struck out 3, but he's given up 3 runs on 5 hits. We're in the 3rd inning.
Phillies in double play depth. They've turned 95. Sabo's only grounded into 7 all year.
There he goes, and the ball's hit in the air to right field. Eisenreich drifts back and has a play. And Sanders will return to first. 2 down.
can get Sabo to ground into too many double plays. He's a fly ball hitter. He's got enough power that if you put the ball out over the plate, he can take you out of the field the opposite way.
Send best wishes along to Joey Grubb of Broomall. Pete Incaviglia, he's a big Pete Incaviglia fan. He hasn't been feeling well lately, and Pete gave him a call this afternoon from down the Community Relations Department. I know they had a nice chat. Joey watching the ball game tonight. Hope you enjoy it. Tim Costo, the batter. Costo hit a ball right back at Mulholland his last time up, but he smokes this one, and it's going to go to the wall. So that'll score the runner Sanders, and Costo has a stand-up double, and it's 4-0. Boy, he hit that ball so hard that Thompson had no chance to cut it off.
Well, they're not exactly popping the ball up on Terry. Watch his fastball. It was inside, but Costa went right down and got it. As Chris said, Stocker leaped up, thought he had a chance, and the ball got by Thompson before he could flag it down. He really smoked that one.
Johnny Padres makes his way slowly to the mound as the Phillies get the bullpen up down the right field line. There is Ben Rivera, who will not get a start until August 31st. So he is available, and they are going to get him up. He's available as a long man. I wonder how Mulholland is feeling. He doesn't show much emotion, and the emotion he showed the other night cost him when he slammed that water cooler with his right hand. That'll bring up Joe Oliver, who struck out his first time up. Reds with 2 more runs in here in the 3rd inning and lead it 4-0. There are 2 outs, and Tim Costo, the runner, at second base. Wicked foul down the right field line. That for Costo, by the way, is his 5th major league run batted in. There he is. He was never projected as a major league shortstop with that body. That's what he played in college. I always thought he would play 3rd if he played the infield or 1st. Jammed him with a good pitch there, shallow center field. Dykstra grabs it. Let the Reds have another productive inning here in the 3rd. They pick up 2 runs. They do it with 3 hits, no errors, and they leave 1. Time now for a Phillies profile as Larry Rosen visits with the man leading the Phillies, their skipper, Jim Fregosi.
Jim Fregosi is often called a player's manager. A lengthy career set the stage, but the savvy viewpoint on the game itself and its place in America has helped. Jim would be the first to acknowledge that there are significantly different demands on the men in uniform today.
It's much tougher to perform in today's game than it was when I played. You don't have the media impact. Every game's you're like a television star now. Every game's on TV practically. Everybody knows what goes on in the games. So it's a lot more pressure on the players playing today than when, say, I played. And what your job as a manager is to try to take as much pressure off the players that you possibly can. And if that means putting it on yourself, that's what you have to do. I like to keep the players relaxed, and I like to keep them within their own realm. So what goes on in our clubhouse, I like to try to keep it here as much as possible. It's very difficult in this city to keep anything quiet because there's people that are around all the time, and it's a tough job. But it's a job that you learn to respect your players. They respect you, and I don't think you have any problems.
He makes a lot of sense. Jim Fregosi has done a great job with this ball club, just kind of staying out of the way. Here's Jim Fregosi in his 3rd season as the Phillies manager. As you heard him say, it is very, very difficult to keep anything quiet in this city.
That's an understatement.
Oh.
Yeah, well, I think all the patience that he has shown from the beginning of this year, even though he was under a great deal of pressure and fire, obviously has now paid off. And there's a lot of people biting their lips with all that stuff that they said and mentioned in the news and the paper. Or they should be, anyway.
Terry Mulholland, the batter, and they don't expect much out of him offensively tonight. I don't know whether he's even going to swing. We'll see. No balls and 1 strike. Here's a check swing. That couldn't have felt too hot. As I said, they were talking about maybe him bunting or just standing there. There he goes. He tries to bunt with 2 strikes on him, and he's a strikeout victim. So that's number 3 for Roper. 1 out here in the 3rd. Next 3 television games tomorrow night will be here on Prism, and then on Sunday on PHL 17, and then on Monday night. That's right, a night game Monday night from Wrigley Field in Chicago. First of 3 with the Cubbies on PHL 17.
Gee, that gives you time to just wander up and down that Miracle Mile and spend some of that meal money down there, huh? Check out the lake area. Go to Harry Carey's for lunch.
You can save a lot of money playing night games in that town.
Well, I don't know. Now, if you go shopping, you can.
Well, that's right. You just stay out of the Water Tower Mall and all that.
All those places. You're gonna believe it.
Good breaking ball to Lenny. He walked his first time up. Roper starting to throw his curveball effectively. Fastball misses low. Roper's last win was on the 4th of this month against Colorado at Riverfront Stadium, 9-3. Pitched 6 innings in that game. Walked 1 and struck out a career high 6 batters. 21 years of age is Roper. Dykstra with a good eye takes it low, 2-1. He walked a couple batters in the first but escaped. And the Phillies now find themselves down by 4-0. Strike called. If Kathy Killian is listening downstairs anywhere in the group sales office, those notes she sent up to us,
they just blew out
the booth.
Sorry about that, Cap.
So if she wants to redo them, we'll read them for her. Sorry. Dykstra hits a ground ball to first. Hal Morris has it. He'll need Roper, and he just gets there in time. A couple of bang plays at first. Phillies yet to get a hit off this right-hander. 2 down.
And one thing you notice about Roper, he can get over and cover the bag pretty good. You can see Morris has to really throw it quickly, as Dykstra just does miss getting a hit.
Gerays, G-E-R-E-T. Dave and Dawn here at the ballpark tonight celebrating their anniversary. Want to say hi to their son Jeremy and grandparents watching the game back in Lancaster County. Great place to spend your anniversary right here at the Vet, and this crowd is going to exceed 40,000 again tonight.
You think so, huh?
Oh yeah, Duncan fouls it off right side now to play. Roper off to a shaky start, but with a 4-run lead, this young right-hander has settled in a little bit, and he has pretty good stuff. He's a quick worker. That bat did sound kind of funky, and Duncan's figured it had to be broken with that sound it made, and he's going to get a new one. Here you see Cleveland and New York. They are in a dead heat. And you see Toronto and Seattle playing later on. What a night. Big night for Ken Griffey again last night. Junior had 2 more. Leads the majors in homers. Had consecutive 2 home run games.
Amazing.
He must be something.
What's your prediction?
39?
What's your prediction? Toronto or New York?
1 ball, 2 strikes to Duncan. Struck him out. I gotta say Toronto will win that thing, but it should be a good race right to the end.
I would think so.
And Roper continued to pitch well. That's 4 strikeouts, and we go to the 4th, and the Reds lead it by 4.
45, even 45, even 46, a pound, $4,700 home, and $47.5.
What'll it be, fellas?
Make it a Bud Light.
Sorry, this is the last one.
Well, I think I've been. I can take that one.
What do you want to give? 4, and I'm a 2, and a 10, give me 10, a 20 big, give me 20 now, 30, give me 30 now, 40 big, give me 40 now, 50, give me 50 now, 60 big, give me 60 now, 70, give me 70 now, 80.
If you want great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
Bud Light, please.
Sorry, boys. This is the last one.
This Dodge Dakota Sport comes with the Magnum V6, automatic, rear anti-lock brakes, and a price under $11,500. Cutting your choice of trucks down to 1. Dodge. So don't miss the '93 model clearance now at your nearest Dodge dealer.
Now save up to $13.57 on Dodge Caravans, including air conditioning at no extra charge. So cut yourself in for great savings at the 93 model clearance now at your nearest Dodge dealer.
The Phillies will be loaded for bear when they play Sandberg and the Cubs Monday, September 6th at 7:05. And Tuesday through Thursday, September 7th, 8th, and 9th, all at 7:35. Then they'll try to send the Astros into space Friday, September 10th at 7:35. Saturday the 11th at 7:05. And Sunday the 12th at 1:35 when kids 14 and under get a free backpack. Call 463-1000.
Maddox joins us. What do you think of John Roper so far?
Looks pretty good in my opinion. Good movement on the ball. You notice all the hitters are swinging over the top of it. Guys that are making contact are hitting the top part of the ball. So he has good movement along with pretty decent velocity.
And he's rolled out a pretty good curveball after the first inning. Juan Samuel, the batter, he hits a line drive just out of the reach of Stocker. Sammy will take that big turn, and Thompson with a good play holds him at first base with his first hit of the game, hit number 7 already for Cincinnati.
Sammy reaches out for this one and then pulls it into left field. Hit the ball pretty good his first time up at right at Hollins at third base. This time it was a ball up and away a little bit. He was able to muscle that into left field.
This game a real struggle so far for Mulholland. Phillies had Rivera up last inning, and he's getting up again. Here's Jeff Bransom, the shortstop, who struck out his first time up, and Mulholland almost nails Samuel.
Yeah, and you need that. You need to get one of those throws over there to remind you how good this guy's move is. You know, even though they tell you in the meetings, you're so concentrating on other things that you get over there and forget about it. One throw like that will say, oh, yeah.
Oh, I remember now. He hasn't been playing much, as Samuel, and Jose Cardinal is going to come over and have a little talk with him. So Samuel getting on base, he would like to do something, make something happen.
Well, you see how Sammy was close to the bag and he still dove back. That just goes to show you that, you know, Mulholland's move is so quick you don't really know if you can make it back.
He had 1 foot, too, on the cutout just then with that lead. Fouled out a play by Bransom.
And I don't think with Terry Mulholland, you just look at the numbers. The guys that have success against him, the numbers are very few. So why even put yourself in that position? I think coming in, a manager would look to hit and run or something like that against a Terry Mulholland, but very rarely will he send anybody.
And the base runners who have the green light on their own will just kind of stay there. Here's Mulholland throwing a lot of pitches already. He's ahead of Branson 0-2. There's that move. If he'd gotten something on that one, he might have made it close. Samuel with a shorter lead. The pitch to Branson. He struck him out. Foul tip held on to by Dalton. That is strikeout number 4 for Mulholland. 1 out in the 4th.
Terry here, he really shortens up when he's going to throw to home plate. Just really helps Darren Dalton if he had to throw someone out. But it also distracts the batter. That ball was out of his hand so quickly, it was right by Branson.
Here's Roper, who has yet to sacrifice this year. He might be up there to bunt. You would think he would be, with Brumfield, a hot hitter, on deck. And he is around the bunt, and he bunts it foul. He had very poor technique on that one. He'll have a tough time getting it fair where he had that bat. Bobby Valentine, the third base coach, former Texas Rangers manager. Swinging away and fouls it back. I guess they figured after that first effort, let him hack at it and see what happens.
They know that if he squares around the bunt, he has no idea where he's going with it. And the fielders are coming in so close, you may as well go ahead and let him swing.
He takes a long look at Bobby Valentine for the signs. A lot of experience on those lines in Valentine and Jose Cardinal.
Bobby Valentine, I started the same year, 1968.
Swing and a miss, struck him out. Valentine, a Dodger phenom at the time, and Gary Maddox, a Giants phenom.
Yeah, we had some battles in the Giant-Dodger series in the minor leagues. On that Dodger team, when Valentine broke in, it was Steve Garvey, Bill Buckner. You know, they had some pretty good talent down there.
Guys who played a long time in this league.
People might remember that crash that Bobby Valentine had into the wall that really ended his career.
Great prospect at one time.
Yes, sir.
Brumfield has had a heck of a ball game so far. He has singled and scored in the first, doubled and scored in the third out of the leadoff spot. In fact, the 4 runs for the Reds have been scored by their first 3 hitters in the lineup. Almost threw that one away. Scared Sammy and Bruce Fremming. Fremming jumped too. Watch Fremming.
Well, you see, Sammy's seen quite a few throws. Now he's able to get back standing up.
Brumfield to right field. Eisenreich has this one lined up, and he makes the play at the track. And Cincinnati out here in the 4th inning. They do pick up a run on a hit. No errors. They leave 1 to the bottom of the 4th inning. 4-0 Reds.
The other day, these guys came to me and said, Kirby, how'd you like to be in a cross-training commercial for Nike? You wear the shoes, right? We could come film your workout. So I say to them, let me get this straight. You want to make a 3-hour commercial?
Just last year, John Pasmato scaled the rocky slopes of Kilimanjaro, trekked through the murky waters of the Amazon, and captained a tall ship through the treacherous Strait of Magellan.
Mellon PSFS employees are giving their time to help people embark on some of the greatest adventures of their lives.
All it took was learning to read.
Darren Dalton, Madonna, Lenny Dykstra, Gina Davis, John Kruk, Rosie O'Donnell, Jim Fregosi, Tom Hanks, the Phillies, and the Peaches. The hottest teams in baseball. 2 teams in a league of their own, and only one channel's got them both, Prism. Whether it's at the vet or on the silver screen, it's the most exciting baseball action of the summer. From your baseball crazy friends at Prism, the only place to be for the summer of '93.
Backpack Day on Sunday, September the 12th. Phillies and the Houston Astros. A great back-to-school gift for all fans. 14 and under, red backpack with the Phils logo. And what a way to show your Phillies colors. It is compliments of our good friends at Campbell Soups. So make your plans to come on out early. Just call 463-1000 or stop by anyone in the many local Ticketmaster outlets. Backpack Day, Sunday, September 12th. Phillies and the Houston Astros. Kruk the batter. John grounded out through second. Samuel making a good play on a bang-bang play at first base. John Roper has yet to surrender a hit. We're in the 4th inning. And Kruk takes it a little bit low. 4-0 Reds. 2 in the first, 2 in the third for Cincinnati.
There's so many ways to get the job done at any position, but it's interesting in pitching that, you know, a guy like Nolan Ryan, Tom Seaver, a couple of the greats, their knee.
That ball's hit hard to right. Back goes Sanders. He misplays it off the wall. He crashes into it and he's hurt. Fielded by the center fielder Brumfield, who gets it back in, and Kruk has a triple, and Reggie Sanders is lying on the warning track.
Yeah, I think he's all right. Probably just a little shook up from the initial hit, but that ball was just tattooed. It had that overspin on it. The ball was hit hard enough to get out if he had hit it underneath. We talked about how they're hitting the top portion of the ball. That ball had overspin on it. Now watch this ball as Sanders goes after it. Watch how it just kind of dives behind him as he thinks he's getting right there. You see how it's going down? Boom. Hits his elbow right at the top of the pad. I think he gets a little bit of the plastic on it.
He's one of the few Reds who hasn't been on the disabled list this year.
Watch his left elbow. Right there. Just above the pad.
He smoked it. So he is still down on the warning track out there. He might have gotten his bell rung a little bit too, Gary.
There is padding on the bottom portion of the fence. You see it right there. But where he hits, you know, just appears to be his elbow and his...
he hit his head, too. When you see that replay, I mean, I think he's a little stunned, too, on this hot night. And I think he definitely got his bell rung a little bit also. And so, you know, what city is this? Reggie, where are you right now?
Yeah, man, those types of things where you hit your head, they're quick to get you out of the game and get you observed.
Well, that's the trainer's looking right in his eyes right now.
I mean, but the fact, if he hit his head and the fact that he laid there motionless for a while, I think they would want to get him out and at least observe him.
And the Reds have just been crushed with injuries this year. As I mentioned, Reggie Sanders, one of the few guys, something he just said made him laugh. Reggie Sanders has been one of the few guys this year who's been able to play a lot for Cincinnati. He's been in 115 games. He is a good young player, too. Game number 116 for him tonight. Yeah, they're going to check his eyes. Watch him slam into the wall out here. Boom. Right there. Boom.
Yeah, it's really tough to tell whether his head actually hit the glass there, and it was pointed out that the ball might have grazed his head as well. Chris, I think I agree with you that I don't think the ball hitting his head would cause that type of...
No, he hit his head on the wall. As you said, he hit his elbow too, but he stunned himself.
Okay, we're going to take another look. There's the ball that may have gotten him, may have grazed his head. Now we'll see his elbow hit. No, his head does not hit the wall.
It's the back of his neck, and he knocked himself silly is what he did. I mean, he's just, I mean, when you see the trainer putting the lights in his eyes, I mean, it looks like a prize fight. You know, I'm sure he's out there having trouble remembering where he is right now. And they'll take him out of this ball game as a precaution. There's Kruk on the third base with a triple for John Kruk. That is his third triple of the year. And they're getting Reggie Sanders to his feet. Davey Johnson out there very concerned. Sanders trying to talk himself into the game, staying in, but I don't know. I don't think they would leave him in. Just hope he's okay, because he is a good-looking player. Yeah, they can take him out through the Phillies bullpen and then bring a cart down and bring him around to the clubhouse. And there goes Reggie Sanders. Boy, the Cincinnati Reds, what a year they've had with injuries. Bobby Thigpen opening the door for him in the Phil's bullpen. And we'll see if they bring out Thomas Howard, who we saw play with San Diego a few years ago.
But Davey Johnson can't run all the way in without stopping.
Howard is coming into the game, but he's headed towards left. Davey kept on motoring. And they will move Tim Costo to right field. Here is Costo moving from left to right, and Howard will play left field. There's Howard, switch hitter. And they give him a little chance to loosen up out there. John Roper's throwing in the meantime. And here we go with Florida leading San Francisco in the fourth inning, and Atlanta with the 3-run home run from Fred McGriff ahead of the Chicago Cubs. With a 3.5 behind them, 4 in the loss, 4.5 behind them, 5 in the loss column.
Yeah, but they lose Florida.
Hey, the Giants are on the road now for a week. A little over a week, and the Atlanta Braves are home, and 3 of their home games happen to be with San Francisco. So the Reds play the infield back with the exception of Saba, who's up at third for Hollins. Phillies with a chance to get on the board for the first time tonight. The triple by Kruk, their first hit in the ball game. And Hollins hits a fly ball to shallow left field. Howard, who just came into the game into foul territory, juggles but makes the play, and there's one out.
It's a tough play to just get in the game. He knows he's ready to smile because that ball hit him right in the heel of the glove, and he was able to hang on.
That had pop right out of your glove written all over it, that thing. Yeah. Now Dalton with a chance to get off that RBI drought he's been in. Ground ball will do it, a fly ball will do it. And that's a foul ball. Darren's last RBI, number 87, coming on August the 10th against the Expos here at the Vet. It was in game 105. Tonight is game 128. There's a total on Roper.
This is a good situation for Darren. He doesn't really need a base hit to get the run in. And usually when you're trying to just get that sacrifice fly or get that run home, good things will happen for you. At least the potential for good things to happen.
Down the left field line, fair or foul, it is a foul ball. Wouldn't be fouled by much when it's in that corner.
So Darren Dalton tried the right field line, missed that, then left field line. You see he hit off the padding along the left field fence there. Foul territory.
John Kruk with the leadoff triple. He's at third with one out now, and an 0-2 count on Dalton with Eisenreich on deck. 4-0 Reds. We are in the fourth. Low and in the dirt. A nice play by Joe Oliver. Darren Dalton will get the run in, his 88th run, and he's going to get a hit out of it. Somwell juggled. He'll get an infield hit. The Phillies a run.
Think
it's 4-1. Yeah,
I think that juggle's not an error.
I think they got to give him a hit on that. What they score?
There he is, just past the pitcher and right to Sammy. He comes in. It's right there to give Darren Dalton an extra 2 steps. So it's close.
And they gave him a hit at an RBI. So it's 4-1. And Eisenreich lines a base hit to left field. So the Phillies starting to come to life a little bit against this young right-hander.
Chris, I mentioned in our last broadcast that Eisenreich is one of the best hitters at making adjustments. You see this ball away. I mean, he just laces it into left field up a little bit.
Milt Thompson, the batter. Milt grounded out 3-1 his first time up. Mars to Roper, takes strike one call. Phillies now with 3 hits in the inning, their first 3 hits of the game. They have a run and trail 4-1. They are seeing Roper now, these hitters, for the second time, and sometimes that can make a difference. Especially a pitcher you've never seen before. There's Fregosi looking on.
You know what else can make a big difference is making him go from a stretch. You know, that really changes a pitcher's stuff quite a bit.
So it's a wicked foul. And Captain Killian did hear us about those announcements blowing out the window. So happy 49th anniversary to John and Opal Rule of Landisville, Pennsylvania, as Ben Rivera warms up. Good friends of the Phillies. They bring about 10 groups down every year. Thompson fouls another one away, and birthday greetings to Nancy Garuccio in the Northwood area. It's her 29th from husband Vito and daughter Mia. He's trying to get more here. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Milt Thompson. Side 2-2. Crowd gives a little woo as that was close. John Roper, rookie right-hander. Swinging and a miss, a good breaking ball. He's got a terrific curveball.
Really, it takes a lot of nerve to throw this pitch to a left-hander first, but if you're going to keep the ball like that, in that kind of location, you might have some success. Bill Thompson definitely looking fastball because the last pitch was a hard ball away. This one, breaking ball in, just had him set up nicely.
5 strikeouts for Roper, 2 walks.
Talk about having not seen a guy before, and that's what you do after you get a chance to know him and face him a couple of times. Milton will remember, and other guys will see how he set him up, so that'll be helpful in the future.
Stocker, the batter, takes a fastball over. Mulholland on deck, who really... Well, Terry's not a real good hitting pitcher anyway, but especially tonight he can't swing the bat, and they still have Rivera up. Interesting to see what would happen. If Stocker were to get on here, they might hit for him. There's a curveball again. That's 0-2. John Roper, all those hits coming off him in this inning. The Phillies have finally gotten a run. It's 4-1 Cincinnati here in the 4th inning. 2 men on and 2 outs. And an 0-2 count on Stocker. Another good curveball, and he struck him out. So he uses that curveball very effectively in the 4th inning to get 2 more strikeouts and tie his career high with 6. Phillies get a run on 3 hits, no errors, and leave 2. There's your score through 4.
Did you know Texaco puts System 3 in every grade of gasoline?
System 3 gets high marks in every grade, which is a lot better than I ever did.
My dad says Texaco puts System 3 in every grade. I'm in the 4th grade.
That's why I always fill up with System 3. What do I look like? Don't say it.
When it comes to performance in cars both new and old,
With System 3, I can get great performance from Beacon Hill to Beverly Hills.
count on every grade of Texaco System 3.
Don't try it with any other gasoline.
I wouldn't.
Who asked you?
Now, reports of the legendary two-footed object have been growing.
Anything? Nothing.
Must be big. Even Chet's seen it.
We're getting something.
Coming over the hill, Sarge.
Hit the lights, boys. Bigfoot.
Bigfoot Pizza, the legendary value from Pizza Hut. With 2 square feet and a tasty new crust you can't get anywhere else. All for $10.99.
Okay, folks, let's break it up.
Bigfoot Pizza, the biggest pizza you can get delivered.
Bud Light, please.
Tonight's ladies' night, and there's a special on Bud Light.
If you want great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
Oh, no, it's Ted from accounting.
Homestand continues tomorrow at 7:05, and then on Sunday at 1:35 with the Cincinnati Reds. And the Phils hit the road to Chicago and Cincinnati. Call 215-463-1000 for your tickets. Speaking of tickets, Phil's Executive Vice President David Montgomery has announced tonight that there are 4,000 seats left for Sunday afternoon's game, as we have another engagement going on there, and we're encouraging fans to purchase their tickets in advance, says David. For the convenience of the fans, we're letting everyone know Sunday's situation tonight by waiting. Fans run the risk of getting to the stadium Sunday only to find out there are no more tickets on sale. Hal Morris, a fly ball in left field, shallow. Milton Thompson puts it away, 1 out. Should the ball club sell out before Sunday, the Phillies will notify fans as quickly as possible. 4,000 seats remaining for Sunday. So if you are planning to come on down, make that call right away and reserve your tickets. There are some more friends of Gary's who are getting engaged.
You know, I try and get them. You notice how every time it happens, I'm on the air. We try and I tell them usually to come on in the 5th inning.
We used to sit over there in like around 222 early in the year. Now they got them down there in the box seats along the left field line and changed that spot. The batter is Thomas Howard, who's getting his first at bat of the game after replacing Reggie Sanders, who was injured chasing Kruk's triple off the wall. Howard is a switch hitter.
$17 at bats.
Yeah, they just got him in a deal from the Cleveland Indians for Randy Milligan, Moose Milligan, who was a starting first baseman early in the year when Morris was out. They traded Milligan for Thomas Howard on August 17th. He's 6'2", a 205-pounder out of Middletown, Ohio. Played baseball and football at Ball State University in Muncie, Indiana. He was the Padres' #1 pick in June of 1986, a high pick, 11th overall in the draft that year. Swing and a miss. That might have been a changeup.
It was a breaking ball. Started it outside, just brought it straight down. Watch this.
Yep, curveball.
But man, when that ball is coming into you, it's one thing. But when they leave it out over the plate and it goes straight down, you got to go out and get it. And not many batters can do that.
6 strikeouts for Mulholland. And Sabo, the batter, he's double, knocked in a run and fly to right. 4-1. Reds lead it here in the 5th inning. Fastball fouled away right side into the upper deck. And almost in the identical spot. Maybe a couple rows higher. 0-2 on Sabo. Loves that ball up, and he will chase it.
Nicknamed Spuds McKenzie by Pete Rose.
Yeah, he broke in when Pete was manager of the Reds. He was out with a ruptured disc for a while. Fly ball to center, hit pretty well, but room for Lenny. Dykstra waits, puts it away. An easy inning for Mulholland. 3 up and 3 down. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. Mulholland will lead off the bottom of the 5th.
Stop waiting. Save now on every #1 selling Ford at your Quality Plus Ford dealer. It's Ford's factory authorized clearance. Choose from 4 Escort models and pay one low price. $10,499 for the #1 selling small car. See your Quality Plus Ford dealer during Ford's factory authorized clearance.
See your Ford dealer today. Get behind the wheel and turn the key.
Hurry. Ford's factory authorized clearance ends soon.
How far away do you think I can get in 72 hours?
I wouldn't trust my car past the city limits.
For the way you travel today more than ever, the Smart Money is on budget. Plan a great getaway by giving Budget a call. You'll get great rates on great cars. The Smart Money is on budget.
My store is my life. I've given it everything. To me, there's nothing else like it.
At Nationwide Insurance, we believe that every business is different. Each one has its own needs. You have to...
They've helped me with my home and car insurance, so I knew we could develop a plan to protect my business.
The last thing Bob needs to worry about is insurance. That's my job.
Nationwide is on your side.
Take care of you. Back here at Veterans Stadium, Chris Wheeler with Gary Maddox.
Oh, man, what'd you guys like? Cut my time short in the 4th inning there, huh? So
that's right. You said you wanted more camera time, so you're getting that. Don't forget, tomorrow night, Larry will have the pregame for you at 6:30, and then the Cincinnati Reds and Rob Dibble here at 7 o'clock.
There should be some type of an etiquette thing where the guys tell you that you're going to be on TV.
I did tell you. It was almost too late. Mulholland, the batter, and Sari struck out first time up as he's not able to swing that bat very well with that broken finger on his hand. With a broken hand, he takes a strike. I mean, Roper can just throw him right down the middle to him. Sometimes that's tough to do. It is his right hand that is the problem. And there he wheels the bunt, bunts through it.
Ooh.
Didn't expect that, did we? Never know with Terry Mulholland what to expect.
Oh, man, that had to hurt.
Look at him holding that hand. Now, that really hurt. He wasn't supposed to be, you know, swinging the bat, and that had to really hurt his hand.
There is no question about it.
He is such a competitor, though. You know, I just decided he wasn't going to just stand there.
Yeah, all the things he does goes into making him the fine pitcher that he is, but
that's not a good idea.
No, neither was punching the water cooler initially.
Right. But that's over with. Now you can exercise a little damage control. 1-0 to Dykstra. Lenny has walked and grounded out. 0 for 1 tonight, batting at .299.
Can you hear just like Larry Bowa telling him how he's got to be more under control?
Yeah, there's some.
Have Larry give him the talk.
There's a guy who could have been in a padded cell for a lot of years. There he is. Slightly intense when he played. Dykstra to center field. He hit it well. Brumfield got a great jump on it, though, and runs it down. Nice play by Jacob Brumfield. He was off at the crack of the bat. Caught that one pretty easily.
Center fielders live for that. That's the play that makes them look good. That ball hit to the track out there. You got good speed, and you get a good jump on the ball. Dykstra hits it good, but he has this ball all the way.
Oh, yeah, he was coasting at the end.
See, one-handed there is a good play. To try and use two hands, you have to twist your body around in order to use both hands on that. I think that's one thing that I had a tendency to do, was try and catch everything with two hands. And I've learned that it's not the best way to do it.
Duncan, the batter, breaking ball bounces up there. Mariano 0 for 2. He's grounded out and struck out. 4 runs, 7 hits. No errors for Cincinnati. A run on 3 hits and 1 error for the Phillies here in the 5th inning. John Roper, rookie right-hander, 2 and 3 on the year. Throwing the ball well as Duncan fouls it off out of play. Right-handed batters are hitting just 164 off Roper coming into the game. Left-handed hitters 369.
Philly's got a whole lot of left-handers in that lineup too.
7 out of 8 regular players. The only right-handed batter, of course, is Duncan, and if you count Mulholland, would be 2. But he's not supposed to be swinging. Mariano contributing money to ALS this year, and there's his total. Fouled away again, right side. Happy folks coming out to these games lately. Phillies coming into play with an 11-game lead. Cardinals play the Dodgers tonight at 10:30 Philadelphia time. After being swept in San Diego. Long foul. Right bounces off the auxiliary scoreboard and back into play. Almost like Duncan thinks he's going to get a curveball, and he's a little late on that fastball, like he's going to hit it the other way.
He's going to get it down.
Ooh, fastball. Branson, the shortstop, on a big hop, throws him out. Easy inning for Roper. 3 up and 3 down. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left. We're through 5, and the Reds lead it 4-1.
What does it take to be a mountain man? Do you need a big horse? Do you need a deep tan? Do you have to have a saddle? Do you have to have the gear? Well, the simple truth is you just gotta have the beer.
Bush beer, and easy drinking Bush Light. Have you got what it takes to be a mountain man?
What does it take to live a mountain man's life? Get smooth Bush beer, is a drinking Bush Light.
Do you want your car done right?
If you want your car done right, it has to be done by the right people.
We take care of our customers. We do the job right.
Quality all the way.
Experience counts. The customer comes first. Satisfaction guaranteed.
We're only as good as our people. That's why Jiffy Lube is America's favorite oil change.
We got experience at Jiffy Lube.
The
The Phillies look to flatten Florida when they play the Marlins Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, September 20th through the 22nd, all at 7:35. Then they're out to bop the Braves. Friday the 24th at 7:35, Saturday the 25th at 7:05, and Sunday the 26th at 1:35 when all fans receive a free Phillies poster and more on Fan Appreciation Day. Call 463-1000.
The 1993 Phillies Yearbook, the 44th annual edition, is available. It's a colorful book. Contains 72 pages of great photos, stats, and interesting articles about the Phillies. You can order this spectacular keepsake by mail, send a check or money order for $8. This includes mailing to Phillies Yearbook, P.O. Box 7575. You see it right there on your screen, 19101. And be sure to include a return address and allow 2 weeks for delivery. The 1993 Phillies Yearbook, put together by Larry Schenk and his fine staff. Always a great collector's item, and especially in this kind of year. Tim Costo will lead it off. Big right-handed batter. It'll be Costo, Oliver, and Samuel. Right-handed hitters to face Mulholland in the 6th inning. Reds with 2 in the 1st, 2 in the 3rd, lead it 4-1. Costo is a great power-hitting prospect coming out of college, out of the University of Iowa.
Hey, that ball he hit his last at bat seemed like he hit it with an aluminum bat, too.
He did hit that hard.
The ball was by Milt Thompson in a hurry.
Fouled out of play into the upper deck. He is 6'5", 230 pounds, out of Melrose Park, Illinois, a Chicago suburb.
You know, that power is generated by having such a long swing. When you're that tall and the bat travels that far to get through the strike zone.
And you could tell he liked to get his arms out, so Mulholland busted him inside and got a strikeout looking.
He did. Look at this. You're just right under his hands.
That's number 7 for Terry Mulholland. The strikeout column. His high for the season is a career high 14 against the Rockies on June the 4th. Here at the Vet, he lost that game 2-1. Oliver beats a breaking ball foul third base side. Mulholland now at 75 pitches. And the ratio good as always because he hasn't walked anybody. Coming up after this half inning, a Wheeze Kids report. Dodgers dominating the Phillies all year in 1983, winning 11 out of 12 and then losing in the LCS to the Phils. And we're going to have a series of Wheeze reports starting tonight and right through September. So stay tuned after this half inning. 3 balls and 1 strike now on Joe Oliver. Cincinnati everyday catcher Brian Dorsett is their backup. Hollins charges, gets a big hop, throws high. Kruk can't stay on the bag, and that'll be an error on Hollins.
Well, the one thing you're telling your ball players when you play against the Phillies is if you hit it to third base, you better run hard because this guy will throw it away. And, you know, that's just what he does. He still has that problem of getting the ball over the first base.
22 errors on Dave Hollins. This ball a little bit off to his right, but he still had plenty of time. Opened up a little bit, and that made the ball sail. And Kruk tried to stay on the bag, and he couldn't quite drag his foot across it. Second error of the game for the Phillies, and that'll bring up Samuel 1 for 2 with a single and a ground out. Sammy fouls it away out of play to the upper deck. Getting a lot of balls in that same spot.
You know, weaknesses on the team really have a tendency to be magnified in the playoffs because you add that, you know, if you have a weakness, guys become concerned about it. Then when that playoff atmosphere comes along, you know, it really adds another factor to it. So it's going to be interesting to see how Dave Hollins deals with this problem he has the rest of the season.
1 ball and 1 strike. The thing about the playoffs, as you know from being in them for so many years, is that you play a lot of close games.
Oh, it can come down to one play. How about the play we had where ball hit off Schmidt and into Boa and it ends up costing you the game, or play at home plate?
Yeah, they both might have been missed by the umpires.
Right.
So Aaron Kelly making the play down the left field line.
Definitely come down to one play, and generally a team that makes the fewer mistakes.
Juan Samuel without that familiar mustache. No facial hair allowed on the Cincinnati Reds ball club. 1-2 to him. He fouls it into his own dugout. Samuel beginning his career with the Phillies in 1980, and he had some great seasons here. And then traded for Lenny Dykstra. 10 years ago this week he came to the major leagues as Mulholland tried to come inside and doesn't get the call from Hirschbeck. That's about as much emotion as you'll see Mulholland show on a pitch.
You know, that pitch there, we saw what happened the last time he got the ball away from Sammy. Sammy reached out and nailed it into left field. Now he's trying to just work him steadily in.
Breaking ball, he fouls it off again. Pip Roberts, the everyday second baseman, is gone for the year, as so many of these Cincinnati Reds are. He has a hand injury. Larkin's out. He might be gone for the year. Mitchell's hurt again. Smiley gone for the year. I mean, they just have a huge number of injuries. Fouled away. Trying to sneak the fastball by him. They've used 46 players this year, a club record of the Reds. Give you an idea, the Phillies in that horrible season last year used 48 players.
Yep.
That got him. Looking, number 8 for Mulholland, 2 outs. Mulholland's settling down now into a pretty good groove. And that'll bring up the left-handed batting shortstop, Jeff Branson. Branson is 0 for 2. He has struck out twice. Left-handed hitters hitting just .208 off Terry Mulholland coming into the game, as Joe Oliver's now a 2-out base runner. Fouled away. Branson, a .304 hitter against lefties prior to this evening.
Struck out twice, eh?
Yep. There are his numbers on the season. This guy's a pretty valuable player. He can play short, second, third. Good pinch hitter.
You see Darren Dalton, he thinks he's picked up something. He's telling Kruk to be ready for the delayed steal.
What would he see that would make him think that?
Well, if the runner will hang off the bag a little longer. Runners, for the most part, will, as soon as that ball gets by home plate, break back for the bag.
Off the end of the bat, squirts towards Duncan, who flips to Stocker, and they got the slow running Oliver at second base. We'll pursue that a little bit more when we come back in the inning. No runs, no hits, 1 error, and 1 left. Phillies coming up in the 6th, and they need 3 to tie. And now time for another edition of Weeze Remembered as we look back 10 years ago. A matchup between the Weeze kids and their future playoff opponents, Tommy Lasorda and the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Let's look back to what, in retrospect, was a playoff preview that placed fear in the hearts of Phillies fans. They had ended a 6-game losing streak the night before, winning their only game of the season against the future Western Division champion Los Angeles Dodgers. But on this evening, the Dodgers would again prove dominant. Lefty Rick Honeycutt handcuffed the Phillies early with a darting screwball. And young Charlie Hudson would be abused by the powerful Dodgers, who took the lead on a Mike Marshall base hit. It was expanded when then third baseman Pedro Guerrero tripled, and all the drama ended the next time Guerrero came to the plate, this time against Ron Reed.
Well, he crushed that baby. And it is gone. Pedro Guerrero with a 3-run homer, and the Dodgers take a 6-1 lead.
It was Pedro's 25th and more than enough for Honeycutt, who closed out a pristine complete game victory, getting Bo Diaz, but it seemed like a harbinger of October doom for the Phillies. It didn't quite turn out that way.
No, it did not, because the Phillies beat the Los Angeles Dodgers 3-1 that year. Did you were you watching that home run that Pedro Guerrero hit that night?
You know, you have to give the pitchers a courtesy try. You know they're gone, and you could just stand there with your hands on your knees if you wanted to, but you know, we gave those pitchers courtesy tries. They like that.
Juan Samuel was there that night.
On base on one of those plays was Dusty Baker for the Dodgers.
By the way, we've just been told that Reggie Sanders has been examined downstairs and did hit his head on the wall out there and has a concussion. So there's no saying when he'll be back. But you can tell with the way they're looking in his eyes that they're worried about, you know, his head at that time. So we thank the Cincinnati people for coming in and telling us that, and hope Reggie Sanders is okay. Fine young player for the Reds, who have just been decimated with these injuries. Kruk rips another shot to right. Costo takes it on one hop. John Kruk now has a triple and a single. We mentioned the difference in right-handed hitters and left-handed hitters against this Roper, and it is significant.
You see this ball's up in the strike zone. If you're a sinker ball pitcher, you want that ball to be way down, waist high or lower, starting waist high, but that ball's up in John Kruk.
Collins, the batter, battling his slump. Has walked and flied out. He needs a base hit or two to get going again. Dalton on deck, who has an infield hit and an RBI. Phillies now with 4 hits in the ballgame, trail it by 3. The Reds no activity yet in their bullpen. Collins fouls it back. Roper's longest outing of the year thus far is 6 2/3 innings in the start before last against Atlanta at home when he lost 4-2. He went 6 2/3 innings, gave up 5 hits and 3 earned runs. Went 5 innings in his last outing. Collins, a hard shot, nice play. Hal Morris still getting out at second. Oh, what a good play by Morris. And there's one away.
He can pick it down there, Chris. That was a real fine play,
especially when you're holding the runner on.
He comes off there and that ball is smoked. So that's the equivalent of playing the guy in, because he's right on the baseline there.
Kruk not a base stealer. He was able to play off him a little bit and cheat slightly towards the hole, and that saved it. If he's on the bag, right on the bag, I don't think he was, he wouldn't have gotten to that. Here is Dalton, and the pitch is high and outside. Roper has thrown 5 home run balls, 36 2/3 innings coming into the game. What's that curveball? That is a good pitch, 1-1. Dalton thinking fastball 1-0.
You know, Chris, I think the Phillies are going to really have to protect against the you know, what happens when you have an 11-game lead.
The Blas.
Oh, man.
Bounces away from Oliver. It will bounce off this dugout step. It'll be a wild pitch. Wild pitch number 3 on the year for Roper. And Hollins moves into scoring position.
It's breaking balls down in the dirt.
Well, you guys had a 15.5 game lead in August of '76, and it got down to 3.5 or whatever it was.
Yeah, you know, I think you are automatically feeling that you have it locked up. You feel there's no incentive.
Even if you say you don't.
Right. It's up to the manager to convince you and to make sure that you go out there and give it the effort. But I think as a player, you know, when you got an 11-game lead, and it just seems to be growing right now for the Phillies, that
that's a pop-up playable. Sabo, 2 outs. Certainly a different story in the Western Division, though, as the Giants looked like they were going to just keep on going strong. And look at this. Burkett was supposed to start that game tonight. Their pitching is not very good right now. They are hearing the footsteps of those Atlanta Braves. Jim Eisenreich has a base hit, is also struck out, and takes a pitch outside. Phillies trying to pick up a 2-out run. Way outside, 2-0. On deck is Thompson and then Stocker. Phillies had Ben Rivera up early in the ballgame twice. Mulholland settled into a pretty good groove after giving up 2 in the first, 2 in the third. Eisenreich to deep right field. Back goes Costos, still going back. It is out of here. Home run, Jim Eisenreich. Eisenreich, 7th of the year, and it's a 4-3 game on Eisenreich's 2-run homer.
Again, Chris, it's the ball up in the strike zone. You pointed out that he's a sinker ball pitcher. The ball he got up to Kruk was hit hard, and this one he got up in the strike zone to Eisenreich. And the Phillies are back to within 1.
And that is yet another $200 donated by Chento to the Child Guidance Center on the home run by Eisenreich.
Up in the strike zone, and it's out of here.
Ooh, just barely.
That's all that counts.
Yep. And once again, we thank Chento for donating $200 to the Child Guidance Center in the name of Jim Eisenreich. Well, 369 left-handed hitters, 164 right-handed hitters, a 200-point difference coming into the ball game. And 2 left-handed hitters have hurt him here in this inning, and it's a ball game all of a sudden. And the pitch is inside to Thompson. Phillies don't get blown out very often, especially at home. They were down 4-0. Now it's 4-3. Fastball to Thompson. They are in the 6th, and there is Eisenreich. What a job this man has done. 34 years old. Another good curveball to Thompson.
Eisenreich has really been consistent.
And they are getting the bullpen up, are the Cincinnati Reds. Davey Johnson, the manager.
Well, I think you can tell with Roper that he's starting to get the ball up in the strike zone.
That'll be a tough play. Yeah, it'll be a base hit for Milt Thompson. With his speed, once he chopped that baby, he had a shot to beat it out.
You know, Milt's going to get a base hit off of this, but what he does is takes a ball that should be hit the other way and just pulls it, look at the way outside, and he pulls it down into the ground, and it happens to bounce high enough and be in a place where they can't make a play. But I tell you, Milt wouldn't be happy with that swing.
That is Jerry Spradlin, a right-hander throwing, and Kevin Wickander, the left-hander in the Cincinnati bullpen. And here is Stocker. He struck out twice tonight. He's had trouble with that curveball that Roper's been throwing.
As soon as I say 11 games,
balk was just called.
As soon as I say 11 games create a propensity for letting up, the Phillies come battling back.
Here comes a guy you hit off a few times. Pretty tough left-hander from Kentucky by the name of Don Gullett.
Same number.
Well, he could fire, couldn't he?
Yeah, definitely.
Did he have a heavy ball? Woo.
Man.
Pitched playoff game #1 in the LCS here in 1976.
It appears that the ball that was, he took the heaviness from the ball and put it around his stomach. He could throw the ball.
Fire.
Yeah.
He was some competitor. Here's the balk on Roper. See, Roper, it looks like his foot is on the rubber. He flinches. Yeah, he was on the rubber and flinched, so that's a balk. I think 3 of them saw it. A lot of hands went up at once. Mark Hirschbeck called it. Bruce called it at first. Fleming.
Once you start your motion, you have to step off in order to stop it or without making a throw.
So Gullett talking to Roper, see if they would walk Stocker in this situation, knowing Mulholland is not much of a threat, but no, they're going to pitch to him. And Roger Mason gets up for the Phillies. He might be thinking about hitting for Mulholland. Stocker takes another breaking ball low. That's a pitch that's bedeviled him tonight from this right-hander. 3 straight years named the best pitching prospect by league managers in 3 different leagues. John Roper. In his 4th professional year. Another one. And he is now at 100 pitches. He has walked 2 and struck out 6. This guy's given Stocker about as much trouble as any pitcher we've seen so far this year.
He has. And, you know, it's good to get experience and get exposed to different kinds of pitching and make some adjustments.
And it's a young pitcher. It's interesting. You know, he's had pretty good success with a lot of the older veteran type guys in the league. This curveball, he is swinging over it.
And not as opposed to through it.
Exactly. He's definitely swinging over it. Swing through the hangers, right?
Exactly. Ooh!
Oh, he hit him.
That's a slider, too.
He had him buried in the count and then hit him with a breaking ball. So the Phillies get exactly what they want out of this, and now they're going to lift Mulholland and bring Ricky Jordan up.
Well, look at this breaking ball, how long he hangs on to it. A breaking ball that hits him on the feet.
That won't hurt him much.
Wasn't even a big break. He just held on to it too long and directed it that way.
Well, Jordan will come out. The bullpen is up with a right-hander and a left-hander. Here comes Davey Johnson, so they'll be bringing the right-hander Spradlin in. And there's the wave to the bullpen by Davey.
I think what Davey sees in this kid here is a lot of potential, probably a need to develop more stamina, probably some more strength in his body. He's very young. And what we saw, he had real good stuff.
Well, Jerry Spradlin, the pitcher we've never seen before, right-hander coming into the ball game, and we'll be back with more right after this.
Yeah, how far away do you think I can get in 72 hours?
I wouldn't trust my car past the city limits.
For the way you travel today more than ever, the Smart Money is on budget. Plan a great getaway by giving Budget a call. You'll get great rates on great cars. The Smart Money is on budget.
To soar with eagles, be the best. To win the industry's highest awards for quality, commit to excellence. Provide superior quality products and have the strength to offer them at more than 12,500 locations nationwide. More than any other major brand. Discover for yourself the difference quality can make. Fly with the new superpower.
There's Jim Eisenreich, and the Phillies are back in this ball game because of the sound this baseball made leaving his bat.
It wasn't as loud as Pedro Guerrero's in that Wheeze Kids update, but it got over the fence.
There was Eisenreich looking on in his usual unexcitable manner. What a good man he is. And the new pitcher's another big guy, 6'7", 230-pounder, Jerry Spradlin. Unusual note on Spradlin in the media guide, Gary did not play high school baseball, played 1 year at Fullerton, California College, and was drafted by Cincinnati in the 19th round in June of 1988. This is his first trip to the big leagues this year. He has 2 saves and 2 saves opportunities. 3 and 2 at Indianapolis and 34 relief outings.
Doesn't mean he didn't play American Legion or something like that, but it's really unusual to find the kid that doesn't play in high school.
And he's in the big leagues. Signed by Eddie Roebuck, former Phillies pitcher. So here is Jerry Spradlin. You saw the numbers on him, and Ricky Jordan bats for Mulholland.
Someone this big, you don't really like to see dark glasses on him.
Throws a breaking ball, and it's a base hit to left. Thompson's being waved around. Howard's throw to the plate is not caught by Oliver. Bounces away. Thompson scores, and the game's tied, and the runners move up. It's 4-4.
Well, that was a hanging ball to Ricky Jordan, who came in to pinch hit. He delivers again. Don't you see this hanging breaking ball just stays up in the strike zone. Ricky Jordan likes the ball inside right where it hung.
That's Ricky's 15th pinch hit of the year, his 3rd RBI as a pinch hitter. That was going to be a close play. It might have hit him on that angle. You think it did?
Yeah, I think it definitely arrived at the same time. I think it did hit Milt Thompson. But you're not supposed to block the plate until you get the ball. And Oliver's out front doing exactly that. The ball did hit him in the back.
They did not give an error either. I don't think. No, not yet. They give second on the throw.
Yeah, I think that's wrong.
Yeah, that definitely should be an error on that play. Maybe they'll change it anyway. Give Ricky Jordan the RBI, a tie ball game. And runners at 2nd and 3rd and 2 outs. Stocker at 3rd and Jordan at 2nd. The totals are even now, 4-7. There you go. And the errors 2 for the Phillies. We think there probably should be 1 for the Reds. It's to Lenny. Phillies seeing Jerry Spradlin for the first time. Pitched last year at Cedar Rapids and Chattanooga. As Stocker leads off third, and Jordan, the pinch hitter, off second. Ricky doing his normal good job off the bench. This team has some depth. Dykstra fouls it out of play. Spradlin gets ahead of him 1 and 2. Phillies facing some pitchers tonight they've never seen before.
But I tell you what's so bad about the pitching through to Ricky Jordan. I mean, just watching him, obviously his fastball is excellent. I mean, so to throw Ricky Jordan a hanging breaking ball in that situation, he's throwing very hard to Lenny Dykstra. Some movement on the ball.
1 and 2 to Dykstra. Bounces up there, gets away from Oliver. Stocker scores. Phillies lead it 5-4. Jordan a big turn, and he will stay at third base. Phillies losing 4-0. Now lead it for the first time, and Mulholland could win this game.
Hey, I tell you what, when you hang a breaking ball like he did to Jordan, what do you do the next time? Make sure you don't hang it. This time he hangs on a little bit too long, and it's in the dirt. You see Oliver on his way to get the ball was calling somebody names.
A wild pitch puts the Phillies ahead in the game for Spradlin. His first of the year. So we've had a balk, a wild pitch in this inning. All contributed to the scoring.
You know, and the next time that Roper pitches, someone's going to look at his stats the way we do, and they're going to get the wrong idea and say, you know, how could this guy be in that kind of trouble?
The Phillies will be in Cincinnati next weekend and could see him again, possibly, depending on how their rotation goes. Phillies are going to turn it over to the bullpen now. Terry Mulholland can only win this game. He can't lose it. And he battled it tonight with that bad hand through 6 innings and had 8 strikeouts and no walks. He is some competitor. That one almost gets away from Oliver. Just rolled about 2 feet. Oliver's really battling Spradlin.
Yeah, but see, what happens to a young pitcher is it gets to be such an emotional thing for them. They make a mistake, and they're down on themselves, and they can't really put it out of their mind and concentrate on what they're doing there.
Phillies with 4 runs in the inning on 4 hits. 3-2 to Dykstra. Struck him out. Might have chased a bad ball. But Lenny Dykstra's gone. Thanks a lot to Gary Maddox. Good job as always. Phillies in the inning. 4 runs, 4 hits, no errors, and 1 left. And they lead it by 1 as we go to the 7th.
Trust me, there are just some things you don't want to paint every year. That's why Sherwin-Williams top-of-the-line Super Paint has a 20-year warranty. And it's on sale now during the Super Sale-a-thon. Interior and exterior Super Paint is only $16.99. Super Sale-a-thon ends August 28th. So hurry. Like I said, there are some things you don't want to paint every year.
Mountain man survival skills. The basics. A true mountain man must have a keen sense of direction, a certain physical dexterity, and a talent for surviving the most unforgiving climates. Of course, nothing is more key to a mountain man's survival than plenty of smooth bush beer and easy drinking Busch Light. So, head for the mountains and learn how the mountain man survives even the most grueling conditions.
In a time when the leaders of the church were as powerful as gods.
You are presuming to defy the judgment of the Holy Father.
He seduced a queen and commanded a crew of murderers and thieves.
How does a Parkland convict get the rest of his money?
On the most dangerous journey ever undertaken. Christopher Columbus, The Discovery.
All the pageantry and color of a great college football game. A traditional rivalry is the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame and the Midshipmen of Navy, and that will be right here at Veterans Stadium on Saturday, October 30th, beginning at 12:10. Order your tickets by phone or call the Phils at 463-1000. Come by the ticket office right here at the Vet. This fun and exciting college football matchup is sponsored in part by the Philadelphia Inquirer and Herman's World of Sporting Goods. Notre Dame Navy, Saturday, October the 30th. All kinds of things happening now as Roger Mason comes into the ball game now to pitch for the Phillies. There you see the numbers on Roger. And the Cincinnati Reds will go to the bench and bring out Greg Tubbs to bat for Spradlin. And Johnny Ruffin will be the new pitcher. I told you they had a lot of guys you hadn't seen before, folks.
You better believe it.
Welcome back to Jay Johnstone. Here is Greg Tubbs. And he hits the first pitch to right field. Eisenreich broke back, and he still gets in and makes the play. Didn't much of a chance to say anything about Tubbs, except that he just was called up from Indianapolis on August the 1st, where he batted .305 with 10 homers and 45 runs batted in.
And I made mention earlier of the fact that if Roper kept throwing fastballs to major league hitters, sooner or later someone was going to get one of them.
Especially those left-handed hitters.
2-0 fastball, and Eisenreich, who does not hit many home runs. Well, you know the story. You can't keep throwing major league hitters fastball, fastball, fastball.
He tried to mix in his breaking ball and did for a while, and then started to struggle in that inning. And the Phillies are going to make him a lot of young pitchers pay this year. Jacob Brumfield, the batter.
This kid looks pretty good, doesn't he?
2 for 3. Yeah, he's got 2 hits tonight. Scored a couple of runs. Pops up a bunt. Foul. It'll go behind home plate into the crowd. Nice one-handed grab down there.
Well, I know one thing. I'm impressed with his speed. There's a happy camper right there. Father showing off a baseball to his young son. Another Philly fan in the future of the future.
Roger Mason struck him out. Excuse me, strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Brumfield. Terry Mulholland with no walks and 8 strikeouts tonight. He is out of the ball game, and he is the pitcher of record should the Phillies hang on and win this. They lead it by 1 here in the 7th inning. Phillies are rested right now. They haven't played since Wednesday afternoon. Look at that. Look, the Cubs are sneaking up a little bit. Orestes Destrade, 5 RBIs against those struggling Giants. In the hole, Hollins was playing the line. He has it and throws him out. That's a good play because he was guarding the line.
Yes, and he made a fine throw. You know, the grounds crew today had obtained some goalie equipment. They obtained a mask, some shin guards, and a few other things to present to John Kruk because of some of the throws, as you see Hollins making it over to Kruk there. But today, Hollins has made pretty good throws. Had one little errant throw he pulled Kruk off, but the grounds crew wanted to make that present to Kruk, and I'm assuming he has them in his locker just as a little fun gag.
They better be sure Mikey's not around when they do that. Here's the pitch to Morris up high, 1 for 3. If Mikey shows up, he won't appreciate that. That's Dave Hollins' alter ego.
Oh.
Dave Hollins is the good guy. Mikey is the...
Oh, is that what it is? Well, it's all in fun, and you know, nothing's sacred in this game.
They just better be careful. 1 ball and 1 strike.
At least they got the
better really gets a few hits.
Yeah. They got the mask and the shin guard in Philly colors of red and white and blue.
1 ball, 1 strike to Morris. Good fastball, swinging a foul tip held on to by Dalton. Roger Mason on in his first inning. The Reds will have their 3rd pitcher coming in. It appears to be Johnny Ruffin.
Did you know that Mike Schmidt, in his first full season as a Philly, made 27 errors playing third base, and they were all throwing errors?
I've forgotten that.
Every error he made that year, all 27 were throwing errors. That just goes to show you, even the best of them, perennial Hall of Famers, have some problems every now and then.
Backdoor breaking ball. Dalton framed it and held it. Didn't get the pitch. 2-2. Two outs, nobody on base. Phillies guarding the line with Kruk at first. Little jammer on 1 hop to Stocker. He fields it and throws out Morris. 1-2-3 go to Reds in the 7th. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. 7th inning stretch time. Phil's lead it.
Did you know Texaco puts System 3 in every grade of gasoline?
System 3 gets high marks in every grade, which is a lot better than I ever did.
My dad says Texaco puts System 3 in every grade. I'm in the 4th grade.
Of course. That's why I always fill up with System 3. What do I look like? Don't say it.
Visit your Texaco station.
I can get the tires rotated, the car lubed, and still get home in time for the game.
Mow the lawn.
For unbeatable System 3 gasolines and so much more.
Mow the lawn.
Mow the lawn.
I can see clearly now the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Gone are the dark.
Presenting the RCA 52-inch projection screen home theater. It's bigger and brighter than almost anything out there.
Sunshiny day.
RCA Home Theater products at Bryn Mawr Stereo, where we sell Goosebumps.
You've seen these. Glasses that lighten and darken automatically. So had Infinity. That's why the rear view mirror in the new Q45 uses electrochromic technology to lighten and darken automatically for glare during night driving. So you don't have to think about it. Visit your Infinity showroom, and when you're ready to buy a luxury car, you won't have to think about that either.
Lease one of the world's most advanced automobiles, now at a very special rate for a limited time.
Hi, I'm Dick Vermeil with a Blue Cross Blue Shield health tip. A tip on getting the most long life benefits out of walking. Practice good posture when walking for a more efficient stride. Keep your head high, your back erect, and tuck in your buttocks. A longer stride is the key to walking faster and burning more calories per step.
And here comes the Reds' new pitcher, Johnny Ruffin. There are the numbers on him. You see right there, Ruffin. Fastball, curveball, slider. He's got a pretty good arm, as the scouts say. He's a power pitcher. Doesn't throw many soft names. Phillies lead it here in the bottom of the 7th inning, 5-4. Phil's 5 runs on 7, hits a couple of errors. And the Reds, 4 runs on 7 hits. So we go to the bottom of the 7th. The Phils have finally broke back on top after a 4-run 6th inning. And here's my partner.
All right, JJ, and there is that right-hander Johnny Ruffin you were talking about. The Reds, with all these new players that they've had to bring up, they've had their September recalls in August. Ruffin, a pretty hard thrower. Power pitcher. And with a pretty good curveball. He sounds a lot like the starter tonight. Roper, oh my goodness. That'll get your attention.
Hello. A little wake-up call. Duncan not too happy with that one.
Last time he pitched was Saturday night at Montreal. High fastball and a swing and a miss. Came to the Reds from the White Sox as part of the Tim Belcher deal. He had been 4-5 with a 3.11 ERA and 75 strikeouts in 66 innings combined for Nashville and Indianapolis in the American Association. Johnny Ruffin.
You were very correct in assuming he was just like John Roper, because he is a very hard thrower and he has a similar type curveball, Chris. It goes down, as we saw Roper down it, but everything's pretty much the same speed.
Well, he fires. Duncan hits it high in the air to center. Brumfield got a great jump on it and he runs it down. 1 away.
With all the injuries that the Reds have had, they're getting a good look at Jacob Brumfield. The short time that we've seen of him, he plays the outfield well. Looks like he gets a good jump. We're really impressed by his speed. The next thing is for us to see how he can throw the ball from the outfield.
Struck the batter. Johnny Ruffin, a 3-sport athlete out of Butler, Alabama. He is 6'3", 175-pounder. 4th-round draft pick of the Chicago White Sox in June of 1988 at the age of 16. Kruk back through the middle, knocked down by Ruffin, and he tosses it over to first, saved himself a base hit there. 2 down.
No relation to Bruce, huh?
He's an Alabama guy. That ball was hit pretty hard.
Yes, it was.
Looked like he wasn't even going to throw it there for a while. Ruffin with 12 strikeouts in 11 2/3 innings. He's got a chance to strike out some hitters. Here is Dave Hollins, takes a pitch inside.
Phil Feather had Roper clocked at 89 miles an hour down on the gun today.
This guy's got to be around 90, you would think. Pretty close to it. One of those guys who believes in pulling that cap down as far as he can. Look at that. I mean, he's got that hat way down. Ruffin just turned 22. Oh my, look at this. Cubbies are giving the Braves a little trouble there. A grand slam for Derek May off the left-hander Mike Stanton in the 7th inning.
I think the Giants are breathing a little easier right now.
Yeah, but they know they got to right their ship by winning.
It's
but
great.
when you're losing to Florida, that sure looks nice.
Very true. You can't be worried about that scoreboard. Like you said, you've got to go out and play them one game at a time.
And the Braves have 3 more at bats. Hollins fouls another one off. Dave is 0 for 2 tonight. Got robbed his last time up. There's Ruffin styling in those high tops. Three balls, 2 strikes to Hollins. And he fouls off an off-speed pitch.
Well, since it's getting close to football season, let me test your trivia ability. Who was the first guy that wore high tops back in the National Football League all those years that started? There's a pretty good thrower.
Johnny U.
That's right, Johnny Unitas. Very good, very good.
Struck him out on a breaking pitch. 1-2-3 inning for Johnny Ruffin. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. Phil's lead at 5-4.
What is a mountain man's natural environment? Let's explore. A mountain man enjoys peaceful surroundings. A place where gentle winds blow. And the beauty of nature is all about. Only here does the mountain man find true happiness with a smooth bush beer or an easy drinking bush light. So, head for the mountains and find out how the true mountain man can make any environment a more natural one.
Looking for a great car at a great price? Well, your local Nissan dealers are having one of their biggest sales events of the year.
I was in the right place, and it must have been the right time.
For a limited time, you can lease a Nissan Maxima GXE for just $1,000 down and $299 a month. Lease a Sentra XE Limited Edition for just $500 down and $169 a month. Or buy an Altima starting at $13,000. Your local Nissan dealer. It's the right place at the right time.
I was in the right place, and it must have been the right time.
It's a really good-looking baseball jacket, free for kids 14 and under. Compliments of Acme and Kraft when the Phillies play the Reds Sunday, August 29th at 1:35. They'll make a racket to get this jacket. Call 463-1000.
The Phillies, the Reds, the division is on the line. The home stretch is here, live from the vet, Saturday night at 7, exclusively on Prism, the home game home of the Phillies.
Well, here's a scoring summary on the ball game. We are through 7 innings. You see the Reds build up a 4-0 lead. Phillies packing away with 1 in the 4th, and then knocking Johnny Roper, the starter, out in the 6th inning with 4 runs. And they now lead at 5-4. Jim Eisenreich, a big 2-run homer, made it 4-3 Cincinnati. Ricky Jordan tied it with a pinch hit, then a wild pitch scored the go-ahead run. Terry Mulholland battling through that sore right hand. It's a little out of sync early, and then settled down and gave the Phillies a solid 6 with 8 strikeouts. And Roger Mason, 1 scoreless inning. Roger will pitch here in the 8th inning, and the Phillies will make 1 change on defense as they bring Kim Batiste in to play third base here in the 8th. Then the bullpen stays up for the Phillies just in case, with David West, the left-hander, and Larry Anderson, the right-hander. And this ball is hit to deep right field. Down the line, it's foul. Roger Mason's gotten hurt on some long balls lately, and that was Thomas Howard, who came into the game after Reggie Sanders had to leave with what was diagnosed as a concussion after slamming into the right field wall on a triple hit by Kruk.
We hope he's all right.
Howard is a switch hitter. Struck out right-handed last time up against Mulholland, former #1 pick of the San Diego Padres. Coming over in a recent deal with Cleveland for Randy Milligan. Pitch to Howard. Here's a fastball, just missed. Howard from the right side, 200. Left side, 333 prior to the game. And he gets jammed, fouls it off out of play. Howard, Sabo, and Costo. Foul ball beaten to Bobby Valentine at third. Makes a good play. Tosses it to a fan. Mason's trying to stay away from him after he hooked that pitch down the right field line and deep early in the count. Now it's 2-2. 5-4 Phillies. We are in the 8th inning. Fouled away again left side.
Another big crowd, huh?
Huge.
Wow.
Has not as yet been announced. A little bit low, 3-2.
Give you an idea how well the Philly fans have responded this year. We are 838,949 people ahead of last year. Congratulate yourself, folks.
Fouled away once again. He might have chased ball 4.
Coming into the ninth, Phillies at 2,493,741.
There is part of the huge crowd here tonight.
And they rank 3rd in the National League. Only Atlanta and Colorado ahead of them this year in attendance.
Howard chases ball 4 again. He keeps going after that high fastball. Fouls another one off.
Chris, you can remember going playing in Atlanta down there where they used to draw 4,000 and 5,000 people.
Could have hit the fugitive in the upper deck for half the year. Good movie. I saw that last night. Grounded to second. Mariano Duncan has it. Throws him out. 1 away. So Thomas Howard really had a chance to walk on a couple pitches, but kept chasing him, and they finally get him out. And that'll bring up Chris Sabo, 1 for 3 with an RBI double in the 1st inning. A notorious first ball fastball hitter. You would think Mason would start him with a breaking pitch or something away from him. Kept Aaron Dalton wants a fastball away. And he comes up a little high with it. Sabo loves that ball middle in. Stands well off the plate.
You know, a pitch that would really just foul up the timing of a good fastball, first ball fastball hitter like Sabo would be a straight change on the very first pitch, because you throw it with the same motion as your fastball.
And a good breaking pitch there, and he chases that swinging fastball. He wants that fastball, and he's looking to tie the game right now. Sabo has good power. See Mason doing what you want a relief pitcher to do at this point in the ball game. 1-run game. Stay away from anybody who can hurt you.
That's right. Make him go try and hit the ball the other way.
High fastball, and he hits it high in the air to left field. Thompson says he has it. Milt drifts around, 2 down. And Roger Mason doing the job thus far. Roger's done a good job since coming over. He's been hurt by the long ball a little bit lately, but a very durable pitcher, can pitch a lot of innings, pitch every day.
And the other thing is the fact that he's got playoff experience. He knows what it's like to pitch in pressure situations. So a great addition to the Phillies relief staff.
Mason and Thigpen have been very good pickups by Lee Thomas late in the season. Here's Costo. Started out in left field, moved over to right. He's 1 for 3 with an RBI double. The fastball misses away. Costo has hit 1 major league home run, that the other night off Frank Tanana.
And you notice Lee Thomas made those deals in plenty of time for them to get adjusted to the team and their teammates here. Now you see some of these teams like Atlanta and like the Giants are scuffling to trying to find pitching, and everybody's putting in claims on them. They're not going to be able to make any deals. You just heard the attendance.
41540 tickets sold here tonight. And we would like to repeat once again, as the count goes 3-0 on Costo, that going into tonight's game, there are only 4,000 seats left for Sunday game. So David Montgomery, Phil's executive vice president, is encouraging anybody who wants to buy tickets for that game to call soon and reserve their seats for Sunday. And if the game is a sellout, the Phillies will announce it. Here's a 3-0 to Costo, and he takes it, strike 1.
$41,000. What is that now? 17 games, straight games?
Strike call on the outside corner. Costo didn't like it.
$18 straight games they've had. They had over 40,000 plus fans here. That's magnificent.
And it's going to be 20 by the end of this weekend.
That's terrific.
3-2 pitch to Costo from Mason. Fastball struck him out. Good job by Roger Mason as he pitches 2 perfect innings. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left. To the bottom of the 8th. Phil's up by 1.
My mama told me you better shop around. Shop around. You better shop around. My mama told me you better shop around. Shop around. You better shop around.
I always go to the shopping center 9 out of 10 people use. The genuine New Jersey Bell Yellow Pages. 9 out of 10 use it. No other book can match it. A Ballot Landing Company.
When Bob borrowed a lawnmower, all he got was short grass. When Bob borrowed hedge clippers, all he got was nice shrubs. When Bob borrowed a ladder, all he got was red shutters. When Bob borrowed a hose, all he got was wet. But when Bob borrowed money, he got indispensable banking services. The Mellon PSFS Smart Accounts. The package accounts for people who borrow as well as save.
They're on the move.
Not 1, not 2, but 3 Cartier watches. Dinner at Lou Chow's. Yum yum dim sum.
On the make.
I wish I had an ice cream. It looked just like you. I'd lick it slow from head to toe.
Different.
On the run.
Sorry! Are we having fun?
And definitely
yes!
On the loose. Mo Money.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the Phillies as intended solely for the private non-commercial use of our audience and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form or otherwise used without the express written consent of the Phillies.
Johnny Ruffin goes into his 2nd inning. He had a strong 7th, retiring the Phillies in order. He'll face Darren Daulton, Jim Eisenreich, and Milt Thompson, 3 left-handed batters. Daulton tonight is 1 for 3 with an infield hit and his 88th run batted in.
Happy 78th birthday to Rose Guillermo. Shaw Doubleday. Happy birthday to you too.
Daulton checks on a breaking ball. The appeal to third. Brian Gorman says he did not swing. 5 5 runs, 7 hits, 2 errors for the Phillies. 4-7-0 Cincinnati, where you are in the bottom of the 8th inning. As the Phillies try to win another one. They have won 80 games on the year, and Mitch Williams, who has 4 saves in 4 appearances against the Reds this year, is loosening. This guy's got a good breaking ball.
A good downer type breaking ball.
1-2.
It's amazing. Last year the Phillies won a total of 70 games. We're already at 80.
Another breaking pitch from Johnny Ruffin, the native of Alabama, signed originally by the Chicago White Sox. There's Mitch starting to loosen.
Happy birthday to Mary Badoff of Ashland, PA.
Dalton hits it foul first base side. He saw Morris playing the line.
And Kevin Breslin from Amber, PA. Happy birthday to all you folks out there. We're sure glad that you watch Chris, Gary, and I here on Prism with all the rest of the crew. So
Be back at you tomorrow night at 6:30 with Larry's pregame show, and then the game at 7. Another breaking ball. Did he hold up? Yes. 2-2.
Nice feature on Fregosi tonight, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was good. Explaining what it's like to play nowadays. Money's good, so's the pressure. Little comebacker. Ruffin fires and got him. 1 out. So there's 1 out here in the 8th inning. Eisenreich, the batter, 2 for 3 with a big 2-run homer that got the Phillies within striking distance, and they went ahead. Jim Eisenreich at 326. The homer is 7, and he's now knocked in 45 runs.
And it's amazing how the Phillies continually manage to get the big hits with 2 outs. Eisenreich's homer coming with 2 outs, and then followed by another base hit.
Eisenreich coming into this game hitting .342 here at Veterans Stadium. He is up that tonight on a 2 for 3 night. Little check swing, and it'll go out of play. Phillies hitters facing 3 pitchers tonight they've never seen before, in Roper, Spradlin, and Ruffin. They have a souvenir. Brought his glove, and it paid off. Eisenreich grounds one softly to second, where Juan Samuel gobbles it up, throws him out. 2 outs. So Ruffin has faced 5 batters and retired all 5, and that will bring up Thompson 1 for 3 with an infield hit and a run scored. Milt scored the tying run on Ricky Jordan's big pinch hit single on the throw from Thomas Howard and left, hit him in the back as he was scored. Pops it up foul. This will go out of play.
I was kind of surprised that they did not give an error on that play, weren't you?
Yeah, I thought they were going to give second on the throw. I mean, second on the error. But they gave it second on the throw.
I guess I just throw hit the runner and carry him off. The guy advances a base. I'm
second and third on the throw. Yeah,
has to be an error somewhere there, but I guess they just did not do it this particular time.
There's a guy who really wants to get into postseason play, huh? Phillies have a couple guys like that. Pete Cavilla is another one who's never been in postseason play. Roger Mason, as you said, Jay has been. He pitched 2 good innings tonight. Ooh, took a funny hop, and Morris grabs it. 3 up and 3 down. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left. Stay tuned. Mitch Williams is coming in, and we're going to the 9th.
There are some things that money can't buy. Infiniti believes safety should be one of those things. That's why they're the only car company whose entire line includes standard not only ABS and dual airbags, but automatic seatbelt pretensioners to help snug the belt around you as the airbags deploy. From their least expensive G20 to their most luxurious Q45. Would a visit to your Infiniti showroom be in order? I think that's safe to say.
If you've got a group of 25 or more, we'll give you a great time at a Phillies game. For all the details about a special package for your group at a Phillies game, call 463-5000.
To soar with eagles, be the best. To win the industry's highest awards for quality, commit to excellence. Provide superior quality products and have the strength to offer them at more than 12,500 locations nationwide. More than any other major brand. Discover for yourself the difference quality can make. Fly with the new superpower.
Here's the Major League scoreboard. Let's go to the National League first. Games of interest. Florida leading San Francisco behind Orestes Destratus, 5 RBIs. Montreal up on Houston there in the 9th. San Diego leading the Pirates. Big game in Atlanta. Derek May's grand slam has Chicago ahead of Atlanta. And the New York Mets beating Colorado. Cardinals later tonight at LA. In the American League, a doubleheader has concluded. Chicago beating Minnesota in the first game, and Milwaukee winning the second game 7-6. Cleveland leading New York. They are in the 8th inning. That's a big game for the Yankees if they were to lose it. Baltimore over Texas. Boston and Kansas City. Toronto Blue Jays, who started the night tied with the Yankees, play later on, as do the Detroit Tigers and the Oakland Athletics. So that's a look at the Major League Baseball scoreboard. By the way, Derek May's slam is 10th of the year. Fred McGriff hit his 31st homer, and there is Mitch. The numbers on Mitch Williams are 13 consecutive saves. He has tied his career high set in 1989 with the Cubbies, the year the Cubs went to the LCS and lost to the Giants. 36 of them. And he's been hot in August. 8 saves, a 0.90 earned run average. And here he goes to Joe Oliver leading it off, followed by Juan Samuel and Jeff Branson due to hit. And Williams starts Oliver with a pitch low. And the crowd immediately starts to murmur.
I had a chance to talk to Bobby Valentine about Mitch Williams today on the bench earlier, and he was telling me, he said, hey, he said, I've just talked to Mitch a little bit. He's as tamed as a teddy bear now. He said, you used to see him when I had him. He said, you talk about being wild. He said, I had him for about 3 or 4 years when he was really crazy and drove me nuts. And there's Bobby right there. He said, Jim Fregosi, he says, oh, he's just a tame teddy bear now. I said, well, Bobby, you ought to see some of the faces and the looks Jim does and gets on the bench at certain times in the game when Mitch is pitching.
Probably getting one now, as he's not even close on his first 3 pitches. And he doesn't have much room for error tonight because it's a 1-run game. Oliver with the proper approach. As Fregosi looks on, he's just taking pitches till he throws a strike, and he throws one there. Kevin Mitchell is on the bench. I don't know whether he can pinch hit tonight. I think he'd be a heck of a right-handed batter to bring off here in the 9th inning. They say he has a sore shoulder. Well, here we go. Probably bring a pinch runner out now for Oliver, as Williams walks the leadoff man, and here comes the pinch runner. This is Brian Kelly, another young player they've brought up from the minors. Brian Kelly. So he will run for Oliver. And that'll bring up Juan Samuel. And tonight's adventure begins.
Is this like one of those NBC miniseries or something? Or is this a saga?
We'll see. He started the inning standing, and now he's sitting. And he's working that chew pretty good. Here's Samuel's career numbers off Mitch Williams. You would expect him to chase a pitch or two. He's not real patient, as everybody knows. ball and no strikes to Juan Samuel. Acting very calm. Brian Kelling last year at Cedar Rapids stole 47 bases. He stole 22 at Cedar Rapids the year before. Tough to go 3-0 on Juan Samuel, but he did.
He tried to really let up and kind of aim that pitch, and that's the worst thing you can do as a pitcher, especially for Mitch Williams.
They're getting the bullpen up.
When you start to try and aim the ball, and you have no idea. You just got to let it fly and hope you can get over the strike zone.
Uh-oh. When he starts walking them like this, sometimes it's trouble. That's two. 2 on and nobody out for Bransom, who will be up there to bunt. David West and Larry Anderson getting ready. And a mound conference now as the Phillies anticipate a bunt. They want to talk it over, what they're going to do.
You know, I might, if I was the batter, as we take a look at tomorrow's pitcher, Tommy Green, if to try and bunt off Mitch Williams might not be the easiest thing in the world to do. Tough. Because if he has no idea where it's going to go, then you sure are going to have a tough time trying to bunt that pitch.
Got Rob Dibble up in the bullpen along with Jeff Reardon for Cincinnati. We'll see what Bransom does here, whether they want him to bunt right away. Williams has only thrown 1 strike, and he bunts it. It's a good one. Dalton's going to have to take it, and he throws him out. There's a little confusion momentarily, and Darren Dalton jumped out and took charge. So he gets the bunt down, does Bransom, scored 2-4. And the runners move up.
That was a nice bunt, and Dalton does the right thing because Williams was off balance. Dalton has the easier play and sit in front of him. And so Dalton quickly was yelling all the way, I got it, let me take it. And he runs Williams off as we look at Dibble and Reardon.
And Jack Doherty will be the pinch hitter, a switch hitter. They're waiting on. I mean, now they're pulling him back and they're bringing Brian Dorsett out. All right, Doherty was out there, and here comes Dorsett. So Dorsett will pitch hit. He is the backup catcher for the Reds. Dorsett hitting .250 with a couple homers and 8 RBIs in 12 starts since his July call-up from AAA Indianapolis. He used to play for a number of teams, including the Yankees.
Yes, he was a teammate of Hal Morris's over there for a while.
Spent some time recently at Buffalo in the Pirates organization. So Brian Dorsett will come out and bat for Ruffin. Phillies are going to play the infield back in the middle and up at the corners, and they will give up the tying run here at home in the 9th inning. It's 5-4. They lead it. And the pitch is way outside, and Dalton makes a good play. So the only out that the Reds have this inning is one they gave out on the bunt. Could be trouble if it's fair. It is. 2 runs are going to score, and the Reds lead it by a score of 6-5 with a pinch hit, base hit to right field by the pinch hitter Dorsett. And Williams, who had converted 13 consecutive saves, won't make it 14.
That pitch was up and out over the plate. As we mentioned, and you saw with us, Williams having a tough time getting the ball near the plate. When he finally does, it's rifled down the right field line. Jim Fregosi slowly makes his way to the mound.
Yeah, Fregosi wants to keep it to 1 here. So he's going to go to the bullpen. Brumfield due to bat, a right-handed hitter. He will take the ball. That's amazing to boo Williams like that. I mean, I know the saves he gets aren't pretty, but he gets them. Now tonight he doesn't. The problem with his, when he blows a save, it's usually so ugly because there's walks involved, as there were tonight. 2 walks and then the hit. So we'll take a break right now as Mitch Williams is obviously upset there in the tunnel of the Phillies dugout. Larry Anderson's coming on, and the Reds lead at 6-5.
When you work one job, grab a quick lunch, a quicker dinner, and move on to job number.
Even though she be only a woman and a Christian and therefore unworthy of your interest.
Your Majesty, this is really...
A promise is a promise. Hell must all be higher than mine. A promise!
Now, reports of the legendary two-footed object have been growing.
Anything? Nothing. Must be big. Even Chet's seen it. We're getting something.
Coming over the hill, Sarge.
Hit the lights, boys! Bigfoot!
Bigfoot Pizza, the legendary value from Pizza Hut, with 2 square feet and a tasty new crust you can't get anywhere else, all for $10.99.
Okay, folks, let's break it up.
Bigfoot Pizza, the biggest pizza you can get delivered.
And a look at the Phillies dugout. Larry Bowa is standing there in front of Mitch Williams, who has taken a seat behind him. Fergosi and Johnny Padres. And now see the ball club down by a run, and Larry Anderson trying to stop the bleeding here in the 9th inning. They have the numbers on Larry Anderson. Done an outstanding job this year. The Phillies had one in the bag here if they could have gotten through the 9th inning. But now they're behind, and they'll have to face the hard-throwing Rob Dibble in the bottom of the 9th, and Anderson trying to keep it to 1. And Brumfield, the batter, tonight he is 2 for 4 with 2 runs scored. Jacob Brumfield, the center fielder. Anderson throws strike 1.
And the crowd responds.
Got Orestes distraughting. 6 runs batted in for him. And they lead San Francisco 7-4 in the 7th. What a night for Orestes. Broken bat, looper to right. That's going to flare in for a hit. And stopping at second is Dorsett. Right off the end of the bat, a broken bat hit, and here comes Morris, a left-handed batter. West is up and throwing, and see what they do.
Dorsett did not get a very good jump on that one at all. As you can see the ball, a breaking ball, a slider hit right off the end of the bat. Eisenreich really had no play whatsoever, didn't even try and deke him. They held Dorsett at second. Should have been at third on that play.
Yeah, you're right. He didn't read it off the bat very well at all. And it was right in front of him, too.
Now you got a chance to reach a third. You got a chance to get a run with an out.
This keeps a double play in order for the Phillies, and a fly ball doesn't score a run. Morris tonight, you see 1 for 4 with a run scored. On deck is Thomas Howard. He's a switch hitter. He's batting in Reggie Sanders' spot. Tuned in late, Reggie Sanders suffered a concussion tonight, slamming into the right field wall, chasing a triple hit by John Kruk. And they have him under observation. Cleveland beats the Yankees tonight at Cleveland, and Toronto and Seattle later on. And a half-game difference. So Toronto can go up by a full game by winning at Seattle tonight. We'll be getting underway in about 15 minutes. Morris fouls it off his feet. And the count is 0-2. For the Phillies, Terry Mulholland, Roger Mason, Mitch Williams, and now Larry Anderson as Williams stays on the bench after not getting it done tonight. No balls and 2 strikes.
I thought I might have had a Yankee schedule in case we had some Yankee fans out there and see where the Yankees end up this year.
Adjustments outside, 1 and 2. Anderson tried to backdoor him with a breaking ball. Jason Grimsley won that game tonight, just brought up by the Cleveland Indians. Morris took, it took a bad hop over Kruk's glove. That's going to score another run. Brumfield's coming to third, and they're waving him in as the throw goes to second, and he's going to score. Eisenreich threw the ball to second. Brumfield came all the way on the bad hop hit, and the Reds now have a 3-run lead. And the crowd is heading for the exits. That's a 2-run double for Hal Morris.
I'll show it to you one more time. Great coaching by Bobby Valentine, and the speed of Brumfield is amazing. Anderson with that slider down and in, but Chris said a terrible bad hop over Kruk's head. And Eisenreich tries to get the ball to second base, and with Brumfield's speed, they just keep right on going, and he scores easily.
So here is Howard, the switch hitter. He takes it over for a strike. Reds have a 4-run 9th inning working and lead it 8-5. That sent a lot of people home early. Well, you see the totals. There'll be a few people hanging around here waiting for another miracle. Howard has had a couple at bats tonight and is 0 for 2. 1 ball and 1 strike, and the pitch. Now that missed him.
Well, the Yankees don't have a very easy schedule at the end, Chris. They close at Detroit, but the 3 prior games to that are in Baltimore, and the 3 prior games to that are in Toronto.
Well, the center, but Dykstra has it lined up, and Lenny makes the play. Tagging and heading for third is Hal Morris, and he'll get there with 2 outs. Yeah, that's a pretty tough way to end the season on the road like that.
On the road, a 10-game road trip. At least 9, if I can see it right. 3 with Toronto, 3 with Baltimore, and then 3 with Detroit. Wow.
There's Curt Schilling. I mentioned Jason Grimsley won the ball game tonight, just brought up by the Cleveland Indians. And Jason Grimsley was traded for that guy, Curt Schilling. Grimsley was with the Houston organization last year, and they let him go. Chris Sabo, the batter, 0-1 to him. Reds with 4 runs in the inning. 3 of them charged to Williams. Anderson has given up a broken bat single and a bad hop double. And instead of the Phillies up by a run, they trail by 3. Sabo stays off the breaking ball. 1 and 2. If you're looking ahead to the bottom of the 9th, the Phillies have Kevin Stocker due to bat, then the pitcher's spot, and then Lenny Dykstra. Look out, in and out of the photo area. Hal Morris on at third base, knocked in 2 with a bad hop double off the cutout at first. And Anderson's 1-2 pitch on the way. Slider struck him out, but a disastrous 9th inning for the Phillies. The Reds get 4 runs. They do it with 3 hits. There were no errors, and they leave 1. Look for Big Rob Dibble to be coming on. We go to the bottom of the 9th.
Yeah, you're right, Judd. There's no beach traffic.
Easy. I went out. There's a Coke machine.
Man, I'm so hot.
You certainly are.
Hot as in sweaty.
Hey, so crank on the AC.
Air conditioning is for the weak like yourself.
I'm sticking to the seat like yourself.
That
Please.
dog is moving faster than we are.
All you guys ever do is complain.
Your shoes are pretty.
Could someone please fan me?
No.
Coca-Cola, anyone?
Yeah.
Thank you, Alan, for serving a purpose in my life for the first time.
Well,
You're very welcome.
So far this year, there have been 242 stories about a certain singer's book, 12 press conferences on the president's haircut, and 3 TV movies about the Long Island Lolita. But the media has yet to expose perhaps the most exciting event to date, the summer clearance at your Tri-State Honda dealer. Where right now, we've got great values on every Accord, including our 10th anniversary edition, that comes fully loaded at a price that'll have the whole world talking. We admit it's no dinosaur blockbuster, but at least our savings are huge. The summer clearance at your Tri-State Honda dealer, the smart way to go.
It's often taken for granted, yet it's as precious as the very air we breathe. It's called freedom. And it's what inspired Independence Blue Cross and Pennsylvania Blue Shield to create the new Personal Choice, a health plan that offers people the low costs of an HMO without asking them to give up what they value most, their freedom. Personal Choice, the health plan that controls costs, not people.
It's a free back-to-school backpack, compliments of Campbell Soup, when the Phillies play the Houston Astros Sunday, September 12th at 1:35. Backpack, baseball, and the Broad Street Bombers. All right. Call 463-1000 now.
Changes for the Reds. Brian Dorsett, who knocked in the go-ahead run for he knocked in the go-ahead run. He will bat ninth and come into the game, and there's big Rob Dibble coming on. Rob Dibble leads the Reds in saves, as you would expect, with 18 of them. Once again, more strikeouts and innings pitched, 39 and 34 and a third. Listen to this. 443 and a third innings in his major league career. He has struck out 609 batters. That is just unbelievable.
Well, you know, when you throw a ball as hard as he does, and the velocity, it also causes a great deal of movement up in the strike zone. I mean, here's a guy that can come as close to 100 miles an hour as any pitcher in the big leagues today.
See those numbers on him. The hitters are hitting just 167 off him this year and 193 in his career. He has 11 career saves against the Phillies, the most against any team in the league. And a 1.34 ERA. And here's Stocker facing this guy for the first time, and he starts him with strike one. On deck is Morandini. He will bat for Anderson. And then Dykstra. 8-5, Reds lead at bottom of the ninth inning. Dibble's next pitch. A blazing fastball and a swing and a miss. Gave an awful big plate on Stocker. Outside was a strike and inside was a strike.
Yeah.
I mean, he's tough enough to hit off.
The rookies don't get much chances, and they get in against a guy like Dibble. That pitch is inside, folks, and that's inside by 3-4 inches.
Yeah, both of them couldn't have been strikes. Yeah. Plate's not that big. And here's Morandini batting for Anderson. And he takes a strike ball as Dibble's come in firing and throwing strikes. And he doesn't always do that. Whoosh. And a base hit from Mickey Morandini. Good job by Morandini on a tough pitch right on his hands. So he's on with one out for Lenny Dykstra, and then Duncan and Kruk to follow.
The other reason behind that is here you're sitting around for 9 innings. And all of a sudden you come in, you got a guy that's throwing the ball about 97 miles an hour, and he gets one in on your fist, and you're able to fight it off. So that was a good piece of hitting by Morandini.
That's Mickey's third hit as a pinch hitter this year, one of them a homer. Dykstra tonight is 0 for 3 with a walk. Low ball one. There is Hal Morris holding Morandini on, or is he? Sort of. Well, now he backs off.
I wouldn't know why you want to hold them on with a 3-run lead.
Lenny Dykstra is 2 for 6 off Dibble lifetime with a run batted in. Dykstra trying to get on now and get the tying run to home plate. He will stand there and take at least one strike. Fouled away, out of play to the left. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Dykstra. Dennis Martinez, who was going to be an Atlanta Braves, State of Montreal Expos, and he beats Houston tonight 3-1 at Olympic Stadium. Struck him out. Might have been a slider. He throws that every once in a while, and he'll just paralyze a hitter with it too, because you got to think fastball.
Of course you do, and that's exactly what it was. Look at the ball, a little break on it right there, going down.
That's nasty. I'm telling you. Guy throws that hard.
That's not fair.
Backdoor breaking ball. Yep. Here is Duncan, the last hope for the Phillies, 0 for 4.
You're talking
another one.
About a guy that's 6'4", 230, 235. I mean, he's getting it up there in a hurry.
Well, Dibble is the most intimidating relief pitcher in the league when he is on. And he's throwing well tonight. And he has a 3-run lead. Fastball, and he fouls it away, out of play, so the Phillies are down to their last strike. If Duncan can keep it alive, John Kruk would represent the tying run and would bat next. 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball, and he got him. Duncan tried to check on that, and Rob Dibble blows the Phillies away in the 9th inning with 3 strikeouts and picks up the save, and the Phillies had a game in hand but let this one get away in the 9th inning, and Davey Johnson and the Cincinnati Reds have now won 3 out of their last 4 games. The final, once again, the Reds 8 and the Phillies 5. 2 hours and 54 minutes, and we will be back right after this.
In a game rich with traditions, Sherwin-Williams has created one of its own by preserving and protecting the national shrines of our national pastime. This is the paint of the pros, and it's the choice of millions of fans at home. And while your town may not have a big league ballpark in it, it does have a big league paint store. The pros know. Ask Sherwin-Williams.
When you work one job, grab a quick lunch, a quicker dinner, and move on to job number 2. How you gonna spell relief? That's a big relief you can feel, because Rolaids absorbs 47 times its weight in excess stomach acid to stop heartburn fast. So for millions, there's only one way to spell 100% relief. Rolaids spells 100% relief.
The metal cylinder is secured and turned in a counterclockwise motion, causing the internal railing to rise and disengage. It's easy to make something as simple as opening a jar complex. The challenge is making the complex simple. But that's what we do at Bell Atlantic Mobile. We take cutting-edge technology and place it comfortably in your hands. Bell Atlantic Mobile. Advanced technology and people who make it mean something.
Save now on every #1 selling Ford at your Quality Plus Ford dealer. It's Ford's factory authorized clearance. For just $249 per month, drive the Ford Taurus, the #1 selling car in America, or save $1,700. See your Quality Plus Ford dealer during Ford's factory authorized clearance.
See your Ford dealer today. Get behind the wheel and turn the key.
Hurry! Ford's factory authorized clearance ends soon.
Well, Rob Dibble came in the 9th inning, got a job done tonight for the Cincinnati Reds. He struck out the side around a Mickey Morandini pinch hit. Threw a hard breaking ball, looked like, to Mariano Duncan there and struck him out. Dibble, who was on the DL with a fractured arm earlier in the year, only 19 saves on the year, and a lot of that due to the fact the Reds have struggled so much and that he was also injured. There's your summary on the ball game. You see the Phillies trailed 4-0, went ahead 5-4, and then gave up the 4th spot in the 9th inning to lose. Johnny Ruffin came in, pitched 2 strong innings in relief. The rookie is 2-1. Mitch Williams with 2 walks and then a base hit winds up losing it, and Rob Dibble to save. Jim Eisenreich a 2-run home run, his 7th home run of the year. The game-winning hit off the bench. Jack Doherty was out to hit, and then they brought Brian Dorsett out. Pitch out away from him. Got jammed a little bit, but looped it down the line with runners on second and third. They both scored, and it put the Reds ahead by 1 at this point. And then later on, a 2-run double gave them a little bit of a pad, and they win the game 8-5. And Brian Dorsett with that pinch hit single is our Texaco story of the game. And our final score is the Reds 8 and the Phillies 5. And we'll be back with a final word coming up right after this.